bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically transfers to the substitute who replaces them. Go to FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code SNAP to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I'm focused on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD plan to decrease property taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to the home of the Royals, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, let's do this. After Hours on 96.5 The Fan on this All-Star Tuesday, July 14th. My name is Nathan Williams. Happy to be here with you tonight. Up until 9 o'clock with my producer for the evening, James Howell. Appreciate him being here. James, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Super excited, man. You get to spend your first night on the other side of the glass, man, and I get to enjoy it with you.
This is, so my first time over here hosting After Hours. It's an exciting opportunity and definitely very grateful for it. But it's really cool to get to work with you because we were talking on the bullpen about how we came into this at the same time, you know, we've kind of cut our teeth together, but we never get a chance to work together. Like
Sure.
if you're here, I'm not here. It's kind of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
now we get to,
you know,
hang out for a couple hours and, you know, break some bread, I guess.
Absolutely. It'd be fun getting to know each other better. I'll tell you this, after just 5 minutes sitting here in the studio before the show starts tonight, biggest difference, these microphones, you can do whatever you want to them. You can shake them, twist them, bop them, pull them, whatever.
Place them wherever you want.
They are going to stick. That one in there, if you breathe on it, it's going flying.
You're not lying.
So I just got to
You are
figure out how to
not
get
lying.
one of these moved over there, and we'll be good to go.
Just tighten these up a little bit or something. I don't know. I'm not even going to act like I know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate James being here, and it's going to be a fun 3 hours. You can catch the video stream up on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. And also, of course, listen to us on 96.5 The Fan or the Odyssey app. And plenty to get into. The Home Run Derby unveiled the new format last night. Jack Caglione was in it. There was an amazing finish. We're going to get into that. The World Cup wrapping up in Kansas City over the weekend. I got a chance to attend the match on Saturday night, so I've got some thoughts about that I want to get to. And then, of course, it's list season. So later on in the show, there's a new list that came out today, not the quarterback list. We're putting that conversation to rest. We've had enough of it here over the last couple of days about Mahomes being the 9th best. We're over that. But I think the lead here tonight's the All-Star game, getting ready to take place at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia here in about an hour. Well, I mean, I guess if it's anything like last night's Home Run Derby, it could start in like an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know. The MLB is almost as bad as college basketball at starting an event on time, starting a primetime event on time. It was the same thing on Netflix in that opening day match between the Giants and the Yankees.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of cool stuff. They had people dancing on cars. They had celebrities doing stuff. I tell you, the MLB, the NCAA gets a lot of flack for starting those every year. The championship game tips off super late. I think the MLB is even worse than them at that.
Yeah, it's getting kind of ridiculous, man. Like some of us, we've got jobs that we got to get to. We don't need to be staying up till midnight. And if you make it at an appropriate time, say it's at 7 o'clock, then start the dang thing at 7 o'clock.
Dude, and say what you will, we don't need to start this conversation now because it's coming up. Say what you want about FIFA and their corruption. They start on time. If you turn on that TV at 2:02, they're in the second minute.
Yeah.
They do not kick off late. That's been very refreshing to watch over the last 4 to 6 weeks or so.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So Dylan Cease is starting for the American League. You have to imagine Michael Wacha. I mean, you hope he gets in. He's appearing in his second All-Star game, his first in 11 years, by the way. I heard he's one of the only players in MLB history to go over a decade between his first and second All-Star game. So just quite a testament to his longevity. That's exactly what Michael Wacha has been since he was signed here in Kansas City. His career did take a little bit of a dip in the back half of the 2010s, but he has just been Mr. Reliable. You know what you're going to get all of his 3 seasons, his entire tenure here in Kansas City. And so, really hope to see him get an opportunity tonight. And you would think they're going to roll through most of these guys, but I was looking at the rosters beforehand. There's 5 relievers on each side. There's about 8 starters on each side. So it's probably the numbers are going to work out to where someone doesn't get in. Of course, we'll keep you posted on Wacha if he makes an appearance throughout tonight's program. But Bobby Witt Jr. making his first career All-Star game start, which is bananas.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Bananas.
For as good as what he is, man, like, how is this his first start?
And I'll even take it further. It's his third appearance. And I was thinking to myself, because I do this with Bobby Witt Jr. all the time. Oh, he's 5 years in? We're going to be coming up to the end of the 5th year of his career. You're like, man, where did the time go? Yeah. And I don't know if that's the lack of like playoff success or winning seasons or whatever. It seems like it's gone faster than normal, even faster than like watching Mahomes' career. At least I can look there and see the accolades that have accumulated throughout the years. Bobby, it just feels like we've lost half a decade of one of the better players in baseball.
Well, I think fear might play into that a little bit, right? Because as a fan, we fear that we're not going to get the best during Bobby's years. And we're seeing that come to a realization. And as it's coming to a realization over the past 2 years or whatever it's been, but 5 years since he's been here, it seems like it's moving past us really fast because it's the worst of the situation, right? Like, it's like, man, we are wasting his career, and they're just going by.
Yeah, it's like 5 years in, and that opt-out is 4 seasons away. So it's like we're halfway to that opt-out. It does get scary, you're right, but I look at that, and I'm like, okay, he's been in the league 5 years. How's he only appeared in 3 of these things? I went back and looked. It's his 3rd straight All-Star appearance. He was not an All-Star in 2023.
Wow.
In 2023, Bobby Witt Jr. was 1 stolen base shy of 30 and 50. 30 home runs and 50 stolen bases. Right? Am I making that up? No, it was 2023. 30 home runs, 49 stolen bases, an OPS above 800, was not an All-Star. So I think even that is a little just shot towards him. But 2024, Bobby Witt Jr. had a great year. So did Gunnar Henderson. The guy hit like 30-something home runs. At the time, we were still comparing Bobby Witt and Gunnar Henderson amongst the young shortstops, and now it's pretty clear, which one of those is better. But last year, the Jacob Wilson thing made no sense to me, and I was all for Jacob Wilson. I did not understand how a guy that hit 13 home runs on the year, had a good batting average, but still an OPS right at or under 800. Who plays in Sacramento, California, beat out Bobby Witt Jr. in the final vote, especially after Bobby Witt was coming off of the Home Run Derby runner-up the year before, coming off of an All-Star game the year before. It baffles me. And this year he did beat out the entire country of Canada in Andres Jimenez in their shortstop in the final round of voting. But it'd be good to see Bobby Witt Jr. make his first All-Star game start. He's hitting 5th tonight. All right. I don't think it's worth getting upset about the starting lineup in a game where the guys are, first of all, the game doesn't matter.
Sure.
Second of all, the guys will be subbed out in the 4th, 5th inning each. But he's hitting behind, Trout. I get it. He's a legend. Alvarez might win the MVP this year. Caminero. If Alvarez does not win the MVP, it'll be Caminero. But Shea Langolier kind of hit the ear weird. Sure. All due respect, he is deservedly the starting catcher in the American League, but I just feel like the disrespect towards Bobby Witt Jr. when it comes to the All-Star game never stops.
Yeah, it is. It's a little weird that this is his first start, right? Like, it's like you said, it's bananas. It's insane. It's however you want to put it. But even though he's getting the start, it does feel like there's still a little bit of shade that's being thrown his way. Like, I think, you put him at the 3 spot, the 4 spot, or, whatever. But when you put him so low in the lineup, come on, we got to put some respect to this man's name. And so far, over the past 3 years, not only is this his first start, but, like, he's just being dogged on in every way possible, it feels like. Maybe it's just like the fandom inside of me, and I'm like, want to back up my boy. But the disrespect has to stop.
It's like when he played in the World Baseball Classic, when he wore Team USA on his chest, everything he did was viral, was internet famous. Yeah, he couldn't go wrong. And then now he wears Kansas City on his chest or Royals on his chest and just goes completely back into the darkness, and they forget about him.
Sure.
They forget about this bona fide 5-tool superstar that's been doing this. Again, he's coming to the end of his 5th season. He's a couple home runs shy of 120, a couple stolen bases shy of 200 on his career numbers. Like, he's quickly moving through this incredible career that he's started. At least he is starting now, finally, in year 5. You would think, based on Bobby Witt Jr.'s talent, he would have a Salvador Perez style baseball card, right? Numerous All-Star games, Gold Gloves, whatever. And he's just short on that so far. The talent on the field it outweighs, it exceeds the back of the baseball card. So last night, like I mentioned, the MLB did unveil a new format to the Home Run Derby. I'm talking about Jack Caglione's performance. I think he almost put a couple of Philadelphia children in the hospital. It got kind of dangerous there for a second, but also has some interesting historic nuggets about Royals in the Home Run Derby. So happy to have you along for the ride. We'll get into that on the other side here. James Howell with me. You can find him on Twitter at JamesHowell1. That's James with a Y. And Nathan Williams hosting the program tonight. Find me on Twitter at NathanWKCMO. All right, we'll get into the Home Run Derby on the other side here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's, Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Baseball season is in full swing, and you can trade every game over on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you trade every game, futures, and even the all-star events. For instance, maybe you're thinking about, well, I want to figure out who's going to take home the trophy. Maybe you like Milwaukee to do so. A $100 trade over on Kalshi right now could net you a $1,068 payout. Those are the kind of things you can do over there on Kalshi, because over there you're trading against a person in a live market, meaning there is no house, and the probability changes. You can buy in and out of your position depending on what position of yours you like. And for a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, visit kalshi.com/regular.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler craftsman at Shane Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, not with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The world's best soccer teams know success comes from having the right lineup on the field. AAA believes your insurance should work the same way. By bundling 2 or more policies, such as auto and home insurance, you can simplify your coverage and potentially earn a multi-policy discount. It's a smart way to save time, reduce costs, and keep everything under one trusted team. Visit AAA.com to build your winning lineup and see how much you could save with AAA Insurance. That's AAA.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Kansas City, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch all your favorite shows right from your phone, computer, or tablet. Every day, we stream the shows live on YouTube, plus clips from the biggest moments and biggest guests. Hit that subscribe button so 96.5 The Fan goes right to the top of your feed. In your car, on your phone, or on your computer, we are everywhere. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I feel like I'm fully immersed in the hosting experience after just one segment. And why, you ask? The text line's at odds with me. It's a good feeling. I kind of like it. It kind of gives you a rush. And our text line, if you want to get involved and tell me how bad my takes are, is 888-586-7965. And you're listening to After Hours here on 96.5 The Fan. My name is Nathan Williams, and I'm alongside James Howell, who's producing and co-hosting the operation tonight. So super happy to be here with you. And my take about Bobby is not that batting fifth alone is disrespectful to him. My take about Bobby is, even though none of these things might be focused on him individually, cumulatively, the back of the baseball card just does not match the talent that I see. Not getting elected to the All-Star game when you go 30 and 50 doesn't make sense. Not starting the All-Star game over a guy like Jacob Wilson last year doesn't make sense. So like batting fifth, is it the end of the world? Absolutely it's not. I don't mean to convey that. But it just is, it seems like every step along the way, he's slided a little bit. I don't know. Could be just me. But a Royal who was not slided, Jack Caglione, took his 22 career homers to the Home Run Derby. His career total, less than a lot of the guys' season total who he played against last night. But the MLB clearly seeing something in his, they would call it light tower power, and putting him in the Home Run Derby. And that was on display. The guy went to the third deck at Citizens Bank Park. Was it fourth?
No, it was the third. It was
third?
the third. No,
the
I
top
was just
deck.
saying he was zipping them out of there. Yeah, I mean, he was smoking them.
And he started, he was in a rut, but there was 30 seconds there or so of ecstasy where he was just 5 or 6 in a row, just second tank, third tank, second tank, just line drives, moonshots. The rest of the time, those children down the right field line were ducking and covering because he was peppering them with some heat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, it was a little bit of a disappointing performance from Jack. I said on Fesco and Dusty with Mac Morey yesterday.
Yeah.
I said that I expected Jack to kind of really come out and show out, and he might even win the thing. Doesn't make it past the first round. So, what the heck do I know, obviously. And so it was a little disappointing, but like you said, for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, it was electric. He was smoking them. And I remember jumping out of my seat on the couch going, that hit the third deck!
I forget was it an announcer on the broadcast or was it, I know we had Carl Ravitch on the air this morning on Fesco and Dusty with Mac and Logan, who are filling in for the guys this week. I don't recall who it was that said this, but they said the only other person they've seen hit the third deck as a lefty in Citizens Bank Park, well, I guess as either side of the plate, because there is no third deck down the left field line. The only other one was Ryan Howard. That's pretty good company if you're judging someone by their power. Ryan Howard. So, Cags, he finished with 8 home runs, obviously not the result that maybe he was hoping for. I think Caminero was my pick going in to win it. He didn't make it to the final, but it's kind of a crapshoot when you're looking at the odds before the Derby. But Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals came away victorious and really, I don't know if you'd say benefited from or took advantage of this new format, or won in spite of this new format, hitting 3-4 home runs on his last swing there. Did you stay till the end?
Look, honestly, when Jack got eliminated, I kind of checked out. I did find it kind of odd, though, that you can just continue your round. Kudos to you if you got a hot streak going, but first off, that's extending this program, significantly. And then second off, I just think that that's a little unfair that someone might get 15 swings or, might get 6 or 7 swings extra because they kept their streak going. Some people might disagree, but that's just my take.
Yeah, I don't think I have a hard take on the swing format itself, except for the fact that it didn't save any time and it reduced the home runs by a wide amount. I don't have the numbers in front of me. There were 150 less home runs compared to last year. So the program still took just as long. And I do like not seeing the guys just swing every 3 seconds while the timer's going. And then everyone on Twitter is mad because they're not waiting till the ball lands, which they're supposed to. I like this format more than the old 10 outs format, which would go on for 4 or 5 hours if Hamilton and Morneau are doing their thing in Yankee Stadium. But I was doing a little digging into the history of Royals in the Home Run Derby. And by my count, I have Cags as the 6th to ever do it. But 2 of them really jump out to me because it ties into this format conversation. So, of course, we had Bobby 2 years ago, runner-up to Teoscar Hernandez. Of course, we had Salvador Perez, about 5 years ago now? hitting almost 30 bombs in Colorado, but losing to Pete Alonso in the first round. And then Mike Moustakas was in the home run derby in 2017. He hit 10, and he was beat head-to-head by Miguel Sano of the Twins. That's a blast from the past, Miguel Sano. But the other two Royals to compete in the home run derby, we have Bo Jackson in 1989, Danny Tartabull in 1991. Two absolute sluggers. James, do you want to venture a guess at how many home runs each of those guys hit in their home run derbies? So not in one round, like Walker hit 13 in a round last night. Contreras hit 21 in a round. I'm talking total home runs in the home run derby. You want to guess how many home runs Bo Jackson hit in the 1989 home run derby?
I mean, let's say like 7 around. I don't know, maybe 20, 25, 30, maybe somewhere. I'd say between 20 and 30.
Man, see, he hit one. One in the entire home run derby. Okay? The format was, I think, until about 1991.
Again,
you
what
got
do I know?
5 outs. You got 2 at-bats, each with 5 outs, not 5 swings, not 5 balls in play, 5 outs. So the pitcher threw you 5 baseballs. If you take one, that's an out. You got thrown 10 baseballs total during the home run derby. So I'm sure you can give me a better guess about Danny Tartabull in 1991 and how many home runs he hit.
Okay.
After hearing this.
Yeah, a little bit of detail there on how the format works, limits it a little bit. Let's go with I don't know, let's say 6.
Yeah, I think you're playing into my game here a little bit, and I appreciate that for the listeners. Danny Tartabull hit 2 home runs total in 1991. So the format has is way better now. I'm not going to. I don't need to nitpick every single part of the format. That 1989 Derby that Bo Jackson hit 1 home run in, there were 14 home runs hit all night by every participant combined. Eric Davis won that Derby with 3 home runs. He hit 3 home runs, and he won the home run derby. So it's a far cry from where we were, but I do think we should go back to a format that allows us to see more home runs if the event is not being shortened. I don't know who was buying a ticket to go watch the 89 home run derby to see 14 home runs hit all night, but I certainly, if I am buying a ticket in today's day and age, I'd rather see 300 than 150.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. You want to get your money's worth. And, when it's just not as exciting. I don't need to elaborate on it very much. It's just not as exciting when home runs are down.
Yeah. So another conversation that's been had has been Kaggs' decision to have his dad throw to him. And of course, the famous, I think it was 2011, it would have been down at Chase Field when Cano had his dad throw to him and he won the Derby. Sure. And then next year he had the same thing here at Kauffman and he hit 0. Billy Butler should have been in that thing.
Sure enough.
Would you have, if you were in Kaggs' shoes, would you choose to have your dad throw to you or would you pick your BP pitcher?
I would 100% have my dad throw to me. Like, who gives a rip? Like, even if you don't win it, you're there. This is your first time to get to experience it. I'm going to do it my way. Who gives a rip if it's not the most competitive or whatever? I don't care about any of that. Do your thing.
I think you stole my take word for word. That's unfortunate. No, the way I'm looking at it is if I'm Kaggs, is if my baseball career ends tomorrow, if I get to do nothing else on this diamond, does my decision today make me feel comfortable? So if I have a BP pitcher who allows me to hit 5 more home runs or something and go to the second round of the Derby, he wasn't going to win it compared to some of those guys last night.
Sure.
Would you be happy with that decision, or would you be sitting there saying, man, I wish I would have gone with my dad? That would have been,
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly how you would feel. Like you got to go with your dad, because here's the deal. You don't know if he's ever going to get another opportunity like that.
Yeah.
You just can't take these moments for granted. Tomorrow's never promised, knock on wood, hopefully nothing bad happens, but you just don't know.
Yeah.
And so live your life, man.
I think if it's his second or third home run derby, maybe in that scenario, he's more eager to win it. Maybe wants to go with somebody else.
Sure, yeah.
Man, if I get one crack at this thing, having your dad pitch to you on the stage. I mean, I think was it Jordan Walker's parents who were in the crowd that they were cutting to every time he hit a home run? That was incredible to watch also. The 913 says Cags' dad was a high school coach when he was a kid and used to throw him BP his whole life growing up. I mean, all the better.
That's even better.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big leaguer and your dad is, still around, still in your life, you probably have a similar relationship with your dad. You probably have taken plenty of BP off your dad in your life. We're probably splitting hairs here a little bit, but I think the family just trumps the reward, just beats out any possible gain you can have of maybe having a marginally better BP pitcher.
Yeah, 100%, man. Go create those memories. And he's young too. He's super young, and like, hopefully he keeps getting these opportunities, but if this is his last time, he did it the best way he could. And that was celebrating it and memorializing it with his dad being on the mound.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a timeout here. When we come back, I want to get into the World Cup coming to a close. There was a semifinal today. There are no more events, no more teams to be had here in Kansas City. FanFest has concluded all of it. It's over, it's done, and it was a resounding success. I wish we could do it again. We'll do that on the other side here. My name is Nathan Williams, and I'm along James Howell, who's producing the operation tonight on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Summer savings start now at Hy-Vee's 3-day summer sale. Save big this Friday through Sunday on summer favorites with hot deals throughout the store. Stock up and save big on fresh meat, produce, and other healthy finds. Want an easier way to shop? Order on the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. Choose pickup or delivery and we'll do the shopping for you. Save time, save money. Shop your way during the Hy-Vee 3-day summer sale this weekend only.
The Hy-Vee Market Grill is the best dining value in town. We love it for breakfast on the weekends, and now Thursday is steak day. You're going to get that perfectly grilled and seasoned steak with a baked potato and a side of sweet corn for just $12. You can't beat that deal anywhere in town. That's why the Hy-Vee Market Grill is a must on Thursdays for steak day. Dine in, carry out, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love the Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as I do. Don't forget, Thursday, $12 steaks, only at the Hy-Vee Market Grill.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore with FanDuel's Super Sub. If your player subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. Your bet stays alive, keeping you in the action longer. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the game page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically transfers to the substitute who replaces them. Go to FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kansas City is buzzing this summer, and the excitement keeps rolling into August at the Advent Health Championship, Kansas City's only professional golf tournament, August 20th through 23rd at Blue Hills Country Club. Watch the next generation of PGA Tour stars compete for their shot at the big stage. Follow your favorite player, enjoy the action from greenside, or upgrade to an all-inclusive hospitality experience. With tickets starting at just $10, there's something for everyone. Keep your summer going. Get your tickets today at AdventHealthChampionship.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
After Hours. We're rolling along, bottom of the hour. Nathan Williams and James Howell with you until 9 o'clock tonight. Very excited to be here and happy that you're along for the ride with us. And you can get involved on the text line. The number's 913-586-7965. Of course, you can catch the video stream on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, really your social media platform of preference. I got to be honest, dude. We got a wide variety. And I got to be honest with you, James, I was not able to catch the semifinal today between France and Spain. I mean, I do have to work. They got these things at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's probably better for the home countries to see them in prime time than for me to see them in prime time. Absolutely. However, it didn't really work out today. Now, I will be tapped into Argentina and England, the other semifinal tomorrow at 2 p.m. The winner of that will advance to face Spain in the final at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. The loser of tomorrow's match will face France in the third place game this Saturday at Hard Rock in Miami. So for those that weren't able to catch the game like myself, Spain thumped France. A 2-0 drubbing that did not feel that close from everything I understand. They're advancing to the finals. France had 3 shots on goal today. 3. France, I mean, we described this as like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. And the immovable object, it didn't move. It won out. Dembele did get 2 of the 3 shots on net for France. Mbappe did not get a shot off today.
That's insane.
Spain still has only conceded 1 goal 7 games into this bracket. It was against Belgium in the round of 8. Belgium, of course, faced Spain. That would have been the USA's destiny had they defeated Belgium in Seattle. So, yeah, I'll say no more on that. I don't think it would have gone even that well for the U.S. against Spain. They have trouble scoring as it is.
Sure, yeah.
But Spain's goalie, I heard this on my drive in, Spain's goalie has only made 6 saves in those 7 games, and 3 of them were today. So coming into today, the goalie had made 3 saves in 6 games, and only 1 shot had gone in. So they had only ceded 4 shots on goal in the first 6 games of the tournament. That's how stout this Spain defense is. I don't know. I mean, I would pick England tomorrow. If I put money on the game, it would be on England. I think Argentina's looked a little fragile, a little bend but don't breaky, maybe a little 2025 or 2024 Chiefs-ish in the knockout stage. I think England is a slight favorite. They're plus 165 when I last looked, and Argentina was around plus 200. I don't think it matters. I don't think either of them are scoring against Spain.
Look, man, I know England is really good. And I think England's going to beat Argentina. They've got not 1, but 2 strikers out there that are very good scorers. And while some of these teams, they got Messi, they got Mbappe, they got Haaland, or, Ronaldo. England's got 2 of those guys. And it's going to be very, very hard to stop England. I think England runs away with it. Probably score of like 3-1, 2-0 against Argentina. And it's going to be a very good game, but I think England's going to win it all this year.
Okay. All right. I see that. Yeah. It's kind of the Spain just seems like such a juggernaut, but you're right. Those strikers are insane for England. Did you hear they wrote a song about Jude Bellingham?
I didn't.
I kid. They sing him "Hey Jude" by the Beatles after every win.
Wow.
I joke. All right. But we are past the events happening here in Kansas City. FanFest is gone, although Mayor Lucas says the Heart is going to stay. Hopefully, around the same location, but to be determined. We've seen so many other cool events come through here. We had 6 matches in Kansas City. Every single match seemed to pose something different that made it fun, like Messi's hat trick, like Curacao becoming the smallest country ever to compete in and earn a point in the World Cup, like that crazy match between Algeria and Austria that we didn't think both teams wanted to win, but then all the late goals happened, 2 knockout stage matches. I mean, the Orange March, it was really an incredible, month plus here in the city. And I think that's what our memory is going to be. I think it's going to be all the positive, because I was pretty discouraged, and maybe I let myself become a victim to just sort of the news cycle prior to this World Cup. But it did seem like we only got negative stories coming in to the tournament, at least in the weeks leading up. Obviously, when we got the announcement in 2022 that the games were coming here, it was positive. But since then, all we heard is, hey, man, the tourism turnout, it's underwhelming. We said 650,000, but
leading up to this,
it's we're not going to get numbers like that. And I still think that us as people should have had the better common sense to think rationally about those numbers and realize that our local leaders were making a pitch to FIFA and not that we were actually going to see over 500,000 people in our city for an entire month. That's not how travel works. Sure. And every time a game happened, we would hear about influxes at the airport the night before and the morning after. If I go to a concert in Chicago, I'm not driving up to Chicago 3 weeks early to see the concert. That's not how tourism works. Understanding that, bars and restaurants and hotels that aren't immediately on the public transit line weren't going to get the same business that bars and restaurants and hotels on the streetcar line were going to get. If I were to fly somewhere, if you and I were to take a trip to New York City, I probably wouldn't rent a car. Everything I'm going to need is in Manhattan or in one of the surrounding boroughs, and I can probably take a train to get there. Heck, I can go even out to the shore for a couple of bucks. Why would I rent a car and sit in traffic all day? And think of how much a car would have been to rent with all those people coming in for those games. So I just think if we would have thought more rationally about the way these sort of events would work, we wouldn't have been so upset when these figures came out at the start. And so, there was that one news story last week out of the bar in Platte City that said they weren't getting the business they expected. I'm sure you heard of that, James.
Sure, yeah.
My take on that, and it's a few days old now, but my take was, how far off of the streetcar line are we going? Are we worried about Salina, Kansas, and their economic impact during the World Cup? Are we worried about Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and their impact? Like, how far away are we going? Because saying that you didn't get an influx of business 40 minutes away by car of where the people are, it just made no difference to me.
Sure, yeah. And I think also, when this story came out, Bob Fesco addressed it. I think he had a fantastic take. It was like, how much did you advertise? You knew that the World Cup was coming, and if you're 20 minutes away from, the streetcars, or, you're 20 minutes away from the metropolitan area, did you advertise knowing that the World Cup was coming up? Did you put your name out there? Or did you just sit there, twiddle your thumbs, and then complain about not getting an influx in business? And so some of this stuff falls back onto these businesses that just kind of want to play the victim.
Yeah, they do. And I want to incorporate a text here that we got out of the 913 who talks about, people maybe not feeling safe traveling to the United States. And obviously we're not going to have a policy debate on the air, but I again would urge you to just think about what this event was. I was lucky enough to attend the Orange March with some of the other guys here at the station, and it wasn't that I think it was 36,000 was the reported number last I heard. It wasn't that 36,000 people traveled from Holland to Kansas City, Missouri. Now, sure, there were probably a couple thousand, maybe a couple tens of thousands of people that came over here from the Netherlands. But more than anything, when I talked to someone, I heard one of two things. Either A, I'm from Kansas City, and this thing's happening in my city. I get to get decked out in orange and jump around from side to side at 10 a.m. on a Thursday and skip work. Yeah, I'm in. Or, yeah, we were born there. We were raised in the Netherlands, and then now I live in Denver. But knowing that they're playing in Kansas City, of course, I had to make the trip over to Kansas City. So I think what I'm saying is not the United States of America saw more or less tourism than they expected. I just think us locally in Kansas City should have had a better grasp on on what this event was going to be. But of course you had, other negatives, the shooting that was concerning, members of England or citizens of England on the internet for weeks leading up to the event, the bus debacle on the first night. But once this thing got rolling, it turned into a pretty special month and a half time for our city and our area. I don't know. I don't think it's going to come back here one day. I know the USA is going to bid on it again, and I know, of course, Kansas City would be on the list. But if it doesn't, I'm really, really happy with how it went.
You know what? I think this World Cup was such a success for the Kansas City area, and Kansas City embraced everyone that came in. I've seen so many different videos about different people just being surprised and shocked by Kansas City. So I would say a little different than what you were just thinking. If the World Cup, when the World Cup comes back to the United States, Kansas City might host the finals. It was so great here in Kansas City. This was the soccer capital of the United States, and that's Kansas City here. We embrace it so much. Between Sporting Kansas City and the Current, the sport has just grown so much here in Kansas City. I think this is the place to be.
Wow, that's you're letting it hang over there with that take. I think the Women's World Cup, which I know the USA is bidding on, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to get a more significant game than the Men's World Cup saw, just with the fact that the only pro stadium in the world built for a women's professional sports team is here in Kansas City. I think, there could be even more significant women's matches or a higher number of women's matches here in Kansas City if, of course, the bids fall the way we expect them to.
Sure, and maybe it doesn't lead to that extreme to where we're getting the finals, but it has definitely put Kansas City on the map, so to speak. FIFA knows that Kansas City is a soccer city, and they can rely on that. Us as fans, we showed out. We were so receptive of all the different countries that came into our city, and now, it's a good foot forward. FIFA knows now. So, I think it's going to open up opportunities in the future. Maybe it doesn't lead to that much opportunity, but it's definitely going to open some doors.
Yeah. We know we're a soccer city. The world now knows we're a soccer city. FIFA knows we're a soccer city. You're right. Well, let's see what the future holds. Something else I know is that Patrick Mahomes' health is and was never in question. There was never a doubt, but it's still a story, and I can't wait until it's not. We'll unpack that on the other side here on After Hours. My name's Nathan Williams, and James Howell's with me as well, co-hosting and producing for tonight on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up 2 early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Community Blood Center has declared a blood emergency as our community faces a critically low blood supply. The Chiefs, KC Current, Sporting KC, and the Royals are partnering to urge KC fans to donate blood. In thanks, donate now through July 19th. to receive a We Bleed KC Stadium bag. While supplies last, let's get out and save some lives. Walk-in donations are available at any of our centers, or schedule an appointment online at savealifenow.org.
I joke around and with my wife and call it my bionic knee.
But before Ernest became a patient with QC Kinetics, it was a different story.
I'd go to bed with my knee throbbing, heat, ice. I would get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something, and I would just be hobbling.
He wasn't able to play on his rec basketball team or work in the yard. But QC Kinetics regenerative treatments turned around the situation without surgery or downtime, using Ernest's own healing properties to help restore his aching knee, now known as Ernest's bionic knee.
I am really happy because I am playing the game that I love so much, and I'm playing with my granddaughter, and I'm gardening, and I'm on my knees, and I'm jumping up. I have a 200-pound dog, and I'm playing with my dog.
Now Ernest is living his best life thanks to QC Kinetics, and so can you. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
I think I'm reading this right. It says the House of Representatives passed legislation today to make daylight savings time permanent. And now it's going to head to the Senate, and it is approved by the president. So if it passes the Senate, daylight savings time will be permanent.
I love that. And I did hear the same thing just right before I got to the station today. I was talking to my mom on the phone. She was telling me about that. I love that idea.
And moms are the best sources for those kinds of things. They'll always let you know what's going on. But is making it permanent, does that mean we're keeping what we have in the winter then? Because isn't daylight savings time during the winter when the days are shorter? I thought we wanted to eliminate daylight savings time, but I could have that mixed up. And please let me know on the text line which one of those is right. The number is 913-586-7965. I am fully against doing away with the clock change twice a year. That sounds fantastic to me. And my name is Nathan Williams. I'm here with James Howell tonight. He's co-hosting and producing for us here on 96.5 The Fan. The All-Star Game is the pregame festivities are well underway, and we'll get more into that. We'll keep you posted on what the Royals do tonight in Philadelphia. I'm tired of Mahomes' health being a story. I'm not making it a story. ESPN made it a story. It came out over the weekend, the segment where they debated Mahomes' health and how it'll affect the team. I've got this audio clip and then a second very brief clip talking about how dumb they are. Take a listen.
So I do think the Chiefs have a chance to get back, but don't be surprised if we're looking at a slow start this year.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes isn't necessarily ready for week one. Bart, we've heard all the things that he's on track, but that's still to be determined. So what would you say their ceiling is going into this year, knowing that the quarterback is still a question mark?
Well, I think even with a healthy Patrick Mahomes, I think it's Denver's division who got better by adding Jalen Waddle. I think they should have went to the Super Bowl if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt, and that's a different matchup between two great defenses, and their defense continues to just get better.
But when I think about Patrick Mahomes, I don't think he should be ready or they should put him out there early. I think they have to play the long game with Patrick Mahomes. He's the franchise quarterback. I think he just signed an extension. But when you look at how this team is set up with Kenneth Walker running the football, play action, I just don't know if the defense can hold up their end of the bargain. This defense is getting a bit older. But when I look at the first couple of games, they have Denver, but after that they have Indianapolis, Miami, which is a homecoming game, Las Vegas, a bye, and then the Chargers. I would really maybe the Chargers game for Patrick Mahomes to come back.
I think it was Dan Graziano first, and then that was definitely Bart Scott there at the end. Mm-hmm. There is so much wrong with what Bart Scott said. I've got to jump in here, first of all, to talk about it being the Broncos division. It is such a lazy take to me to say, well, the Broncos could have gone to the Super Bowl last year had Bo Nix not gotten hurt. Well, first of all, he did get hurt, and they did not go to the Super Bowl. That's the standard you've held the Chiefs to as a national media for the last 5-8 years throughout Mahomes' career. They did not go to the Super Bowl, period, point blank. They don't get points for almost going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, injuries happen too.
More than that, did you see the AFC Championship game? And you're telling me Bo Nix was putting up 24 points or something, spectacular in that absolute blizzard they were playing in? They couldn't even kick the ball off. It was so had someone scored, they couldn't even execute a kickoff. You couldn't see the lines on the field. With the wind, the players couldn't track the ball. It was after halftime, the score of 10-7 held pretty much the remainder of the game. Bo Nix, maybe he gets hated on a little too much here in Chiefs Kingdom for my liking. I think he's an okay quarterback. Okay. Yeah. You think he's just running up and down the field in that snowstorm against the Patriots? Not me.
I don't think it mattered who was at quarterback. I mean, you're just not. Offense in general in that game was just not going to be productive no matter who's at quarterback. You could have put Mahomes there. You could have put Aaron Rodgers there. You could have put Tom Brady there. It's still going to be a low-scoring game. There's just, in games like that, that's just how it is. And a lot of times when there is production, it's because of the run game. It's hard to throw in those types of conditions.
Yeah.
So to me, it didn't matter if Bo Nix would have been there or not. He wasn't going to make that big of a difference to where it would have changed the outcome of the game.
I'll be selecting the Broncos as a playoff team. I don't think this division runs through anybody right now. We just got done with a 9 straight a streak of 9 consecutive years of dominance in the AFC West, and someone wins on a one-off. I don't care if that's the Broncos, Raiders, or Chargers, or if the Chiefs come back and win it this year. You can't at that point say the division runs through a team. I miss me with that. The other thing, and this is a quick one, the defense is getting older, according to Bart Scott. I guess
yeah.
Outside of Peter Woods, R. Mason Thomas, Mansour Delane, Noel Williams, Jaden Kennedy, it might be getting older. Like maybe Chris Jones is getting older, but I don't know what he's looking at saying the defense is getting older. Now, last year it looked old, but I think they significantly overhauled on multiple levels of that defense throughout the offseason. But here's the bulk of my I'm just over it. Listen to what Pat McAfee had to say about being at Taylor and Travis's wedding with Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, I know he was injured last year, and I don't want to give away too much stuff breaking from the wedding. Patrick Mahomes is in the middle of the dance floor.
Oh, there you have it.
Good time.
How could you not be, really? I'm being honest, with everything that's going on there.
Sure. I mean, how could you not? I get all that. But maybe you would not if you had a big old boot on your leg and you had trouble walking and you were going through PT every day and you were, I don't know, a guy who could become a billionaire one day because of his football career. And it might behoove you to not press it for the sake of a wedding. It might say, hey, maybe I shouldn't dance at this wedding because I have a significant interest in this leg getting better. December 15th or so, does that sound right for when the injury happened? James, on December 15th, 2025, did you think Patrick Mahomes was missing any time in the 2026 season?
Well,
just off rip.
Here's the deal with Mahomes is I really didn't think he was going to miss any time. Look, I was super optimistic because Mahomes has always been very high about his health and taking care of himself. And let's be honest, the guy's like a superhero. I mean, he's very, very resilient. We look at past injuries that he's had, and he's healed from these incredibly fast. So if he did miss any time, I thought maybe a couple preseason weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, just to maybe kind of keep him on the safe side, make sure that he's good to go. But I didn't expect much to miss much.
I mean, I still don't think we're seeing him in the preseason. I don't think there's any reason for him to trot out there in the preseason.
Sure.
I feel like ever since he redshirted behind Alex Smith, and obviously had the famous, the bomb to Tyreek Hill down in Atlanta. He had a couple of other silly throws to guys like Conley. I'm thinking of one in Cincinnati in the preseason. I don't know who it was to, maybe like Marcus Kemp or something. I can't remember, but he had a couple of silly throws in that first preseason. Ever since then, it's been a dress rehearsal. He comes out, he plays 1 or 2 drives, he throws 1 or 2 passes. Maybe he injures a wide receiver or something in the process, like Hollywood Brown. But other than that, doesn't really do anything of significance in the preseason. I think there's no reason to really, stretch it out during training camp. Get out there, run a couple of plays, be around the guys. But I really think at this point in the career that he's had 3 Super Bowls, the MVPs, all the accolades, I'm pretty comfortable with him just kind of rolling it out there in week 1.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe like a preseason game 3, 1 drive, if anything.
Yeah.
Because just maybe to get him into like a rhythm going into week 1, or just to kind of get some of that chemistry up. But a lot of that stuff happens in camp. And so I'm comfortable with it for sure. I'm okay with him going into week 1 with kind of rolling into it.
And look, for better or for worse, and I think it's probably for worse, but we'll revisit the conversation next offseason. Why would he need to be in training camp or Pat camp? It's usually to develop a rapport, a relationship, chemistry. And the weapons didn't really change over. His arsenal of weapons at wide receiver and tight end.
Sure, yeah.
It's the same guys. It's Kelsey, Rice, Thornton, and Worthy. Of course, a couple of young guys are on the back end of that wide receiver room, but it's not like, they drafted a receiver. They drafted Jordan Tyson in the first round, or they traded for George Pickens. Right. Is Mahomes going to be on the same page as him? They know each other, like I said, for better or for worse. I never thought for a second that Patrick Mahomes was missing time, and this is not just 20/20 vision. Guys recover from ACLs in 6 to 9 months all the time. Why did we think Mahomes was going to take longer than 9 months?
Especially
with what we know about him.
With his history, especially with his past and like how resilient he's been. Yeah, of course he's going to be back.
So ESPN this weekend, the second weekend of July, the weekend we just had, is still saying Mahomes won't be back until that Chargers game in the middle of October. I just refuse to believe it. The guy is, I'm not reading too much into him hitting the wobble at Madison Square Garden a couple of Fridays ago, but he would not be doing that if he could not walk. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I digress. I can't wait until week 1, week 2, Mahomes gets out there, he plays. Maybe the Chiefs win, maybe they don't. But the story the next day is, hey, Mahomes looks fine. That's the lead here. It's probably the lead nationally. And then we don't talk about it anymore. And I bet no one can wait for that more than Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs as well. So, all right, we're going to take a quick time out here. The All-Star Game festivities are underway, and we'll keep you posted on that here on the other side. My name's Nathan Williams. I'm alongside James Howell tonight here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby Tobin price that we've had for 35 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices, but there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby. No. There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will. That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely. And it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or lewisburgford.com.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's, Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know that weird smell your AC makes when you turn it on? Ooh, you really shouldn't. Luckily, you can just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at TellyTire.com. Have you ever seen a drive-thru as less of a lunch option and more as a challenge? We can help. Just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at TellyTire.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code SNAP to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match results bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. New and existing customer offer, subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel, must be present in a state where it's legal to wager.
This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Yeah, rolling along here on a Tuesday, 7 o'clock. We've got you for 2 more hours here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. My name is Nathan Williams, and I'm here with James Howell tonight. You can find him on Twitter at James Howell1. That's James with a Y. And you can find me at Nathan WKCMO. And we're happy to be with you here on this All-Star Tuesday. It's 7:03 p.m., and the lineups are being announced. So based on last night's home run derby, we should only have about 30 minutes until this thing gets underway here. So riveting stuff. I will say, I like the pageantry that comes with introducing all-star lineups. Always have. You know, I like when the guys that we're back to wearing the other jerseys, like your regular team's jerseys, and not just a branded American League or National League jersey. That is one of these corny things that come with the All-Star Week that I enjoy, is watching the introductions. The Home Run Derby, not so much. They are currently coming out of the Liberty Bell, which is positioned by the dugouts. And before they get to the foul line, they're picking up like an old quill that's dipped in ink, and they're signing a Declaration of Independence type document. So, again, it's on the corny side, but I think this is the coolest of the gimmicks that we've seen this week so far.
I don't know if it's corny. I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool. They like you described it perfectly. They got like these Continental soldiers that are hanging out. They walk by them with the little snare drums and man, I think it's cool. You know, little
I wonder if
shout out
those
to the past.
I wonder if those guys are going to perform the national anthem. I see some trumpets in their hands there. I love me a good old snare drum that sort of hangs off to the side there, like the Revolutionary War era. Yeah, it's cool stuff. So, like I said, we'll keep you posted on Bobby and Waka and just the game in general. The text line was chiming in a lot in the last segment, so a couple callbacks for you here. They tell me that daylight savings is what we're currently in. We got literally probably 10 texts about this, and so thank you to everyone for getting me right on this. Daylight savings is during the summer, or what we're having right now. We are currently in daylight savings time, so making daylight savings permanent means coming up this fall, we would not fall back.
We would just stay.
It would stay like
timeline.
This. So it might affect what we're used to in the winter. It might get lighter at a different time or darker at a different time, but the days we're having now are more similar. And of course, it'll adjust a little bit. So yeah, that passed the House of Representatives onto the Senate. We might not have any more daylight savings time. Let's go. I want to say, by the way, and I'm holding his chewed pin cap, Carrington Harrison. You guys got to get on him about this TV in here. This is the easiest TV to work I've ever experienced. And I've listened to him for like weeks now talk about not knowing how to work the TV, how he's a young guy, he should know how to work the TV, and it must be difficult because he can't work it. No, sir. You hit the on button here, you hit the cable app, and then you use this remote. So it's a Roku TV. I guess there's an extra step compared to just flipping it on normally. Sure. It's a very simple process, and we have the All-Star game live for you here. But the text line also really upset at Bart Scott's take about this being the Broncos division. The 913 saying Bo Nix is the worst quarterback in the AFC West. And by the way, you could chime in on the text line as well at 913-586-7965. And his take about Patrick Mahomes' health. The 816 says Mahomes is going to be a full participant in training camp. I don't know if I'm there, but the text line is very, very unhappy about the anointment of the Denver Broncos and the statements coming out of ESPN that Mahomes is going to miss a month or a month and a half of the NFL season.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that the AFC West runs through Denver.
Yeah, give me a break.
BS. You know what I mean? Like, they had 1 year that did they win it or did the Chiefs just have a down year? Okay, so they're the reigning AFC champions, but that doesn't mean that it runs. We still have Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones and Andy Reid. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't run through anyone. It's up in the air. You know, Denver could win it. Chargers could pull up and contend. Chiefs could win it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's up in the air.
I think I'd have Denver in third if I had to pick the division right now. I'm not saying I would have the Chiefs or the Chargers win it. I'd have to think about it, but Denver might be my third pick in the division. I still think they're a wild card tier of team. Yeah, I am not seeing eye to eye with ESPN on this. Now, this is not intended to be as snarky as it sounds. It would have been cool to see the Chiefs break the record of 11 straight division championships held by New England during the second half of their dynasty.
Yeah.
The Chiefs got to 9.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it would have been cool to see him win 3 in a row Super Bowls, too. I mean.
Yeah, but I'm over it, and I'm glad I'm not Denver to where I'm hanging on to one division championship this tightly.
Yeah, in the past decade, you've gotten one, and the Kansas City Chiefs have gotten every other one.
Right.
Besides that.
Right. And so, again, I'm not trying to be snarky, and here's my backup for that. I remember when it was the other way around, when this division ran through San Diego when I was a little kid, when it ran through Oakland before that, when Denver had periods of great success early on in my life.
I mean, John Elway.
When the Chiefs won a division, I thought it was a big deal. I wanted the T-shirt. I couldn't wait to watch the Chiefs play in the playoffs. And now it's like, you guys you're happy that you won the division one time? It's like, win something real for once. Maybe that's too harsh. I think they're really clinging to this one division title, and they better rattle off a couple here the way that everyone's talking about them.
Yeah, I kind of look back. I don't blame him because, like, I do look back to when, like, Andy Reid got here and the tides kind of turned for Kansas City. And we spent so many years in turmoil, you know, as far as an organization. And so when we did get that one, I was over the moon and probably a little overconfident in my team going into the next season. So I could see where they're coming from. But as we have experienced success over the years, we could sit back and look at the bigger picture and go, come on, guys, this isn't even realistic.
I'm with you. And I think we have this, I mean, it's an old debate. I really believe I dislike the Denver Broncos more than any other professional sports team and any other collegiate sports team. I cannot, there's something about them that if the Chargers win the division this year and they're talking like this next year, okay, case in point, take what the Chargers have done for the last decade, where they've been the team that's coming out this year, right? This is the Chargers' year. Herbert's going to do it this year. They got the right head coach this year, and we know that it's not. We make fun of it, but it doesn't upset me. When Denver is saying the AFC West runs through us, I'm kind of a little bit like, I kind of perk up a little bit. Like, no, it doesn't. And I cannot stand the Denver Broncos.
Well, and you know, our quarterback, he's the one that keeps receipts. And so, you know, this might just be ammunition. It's kind of like the Raiders, you know, a couple years ago, they had that rookie come in. I mean, who was the guy? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. But they had him talking about how they were going to own the Chiefs and it was just all bulletin board material.
Yeah.
And that's what this is going to eventually turn into, along with, and I don't want to get into like the QB list or whatever, but the QB list that came out, that's going to be bulletin board material for Mahomes too. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see him counting on the sideline up to 9, you know, this next season.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. The text line wants to know who we're picking tonight in the All-Star game. If we're taking the over under, I do not have the answer for that question. I don't. I've gambled. I've sports bet. I'm not here to throw stones. Never on the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Never on the All-Star game. That's too much for me. That's past my comfort point.
Sure. Yeah. No, overall, I think that the National League is a little bit better off as far as talent goes. I think they're a little bit more competitive. If I did bet on the All-Star game, I'd probably take the National League. Over, under, not a clue. I have no clue.
I have no idea. I will say that stadium is beautiful. The backdrop leading to downtown Philadelphia, it's a gorgeous view. We got a little distracted here, a little bit off base with hating on Denver, which I can always be coaxed into doing. If you want to shoot us a text at 913-586-7965, just say something about them, and I'll probably go on another tangent about them. But on the other side, the Royals are making moves today. I didn't know if it was for a player or for like a bat or a piece of sports equipment when I read the headline. I was very confused. I'll explain what I mean on the other side here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this late night ad to make you more alert, which could help your driving. And science tells us that pulsing beats faster, stimulating audio like traveling sound, and voices on the higher,
so-called brighter end of the audio spectrum like this can encourage focus.
Also, a familiar tune can help, so...
Liberty, 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 liberty. Only 4 teams remain in the FIFA World Cup, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. There are only 4 teams remaining, as we had mentioned. France is currently trading at a little over 40%, meaning a $100 trade could net you $239 in profit. I've been saying since the beginning of the tournament that I liked them, so you can imagine I still do, at least at that probability. See what everybody's trading at over on Kalshi, because on Kalshi you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house, and the probability changes. You can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Don't let garage door problems sideline your summer plans. Renner Garage Door is ready to tackle repairs, tune-ups, and replacements. Get your free repair or replacement quote today, plus $100 off a new garage door. Featuring trusted brands like Geldon, A-Bar, and LiftMaster, Renner delivers the quality, reliability, and performance your home can count on. RennerDoor.com forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane, third-generation owner at Shane Company. As a family jeweler for almost 100 years, we're known for doing right by our customers. Our legacy of integrity depends on it. We stand behind our engagement rings with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds, then negotiate for the best price. At Shane Company, we put you first because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You already know that every Royals game is right here on 96.5 The Fan. But if you're looking for more Royals coverage, tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Fernier throughout the week. He joins Fesco and Dusty every Monday morning at 8:20. Cody and Gold every Wednesday at 12:30. And he joins The Drive every Friday at 3. Miss anything? Check it out on the show podcast or All Things Fern Channel, wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
The Royals are moving and shaking, baby, making big moves. I kid. Nathan Williams here alongside James Howell on 96.5 The Fan here on After Hours. Really happy to be with you tonight. As James alluded to, this is our first time working together, my first time hosting the program, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know James better, getting to work with him. We've worked alongside each other for so long, haven't been on the air together, but it's been a great time. So James is doing a great job, and we're with you here for, a little over another hour and a half. On my way in this afternoon, I noticed the Royals made a move. It came across my timeline. MLB Trade Rumors came out with an article about the Royals acquiring right-hander Easton McGee. Easton McGee. James, I don't want to say anything that's like out of pocket here. What would you call your hairstyle?
Like an undercut.
Okay. So I don't know about you. When I grew up and I was in school, and someone had something that was unique about them, they would get tagged with McGee at the end of it. Okay. Like they would call you, for example, Undercut McGee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
are you aware of like kids saying something like that?
Yeah.
And it's not meant in a hateful way. It's just like so-and-so McGee. That's just like what a joke is. At least it was a long time ago when I was in school. They acquired Easton McGee. Easton, like, it's one of those, I guess I am getting older, because to me it sounds like a new name. I know it's not a new name. I know it's been popular for quite a while now. But of course, like the brand Easton that, makes a lot of baseball-related products. And I thought to myself, did the Royals go shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods, or did they acquire a player today? It turns out it is a gentleman with the name of Easton McGee.
I heard of him.
Thank you. Yeah, good one. They acquired him from the Milwaukee Brewers. So, like, immediate flags go up with the recent trades between the teams. I'm not saying Nick Mears has been a bad addition, but I think we can all agree that Isaac Collins has been less than what we expected, although his on-base percentage has gone way up month over month here recently. And, of course, the Brewers can't be happy with that trade either, because Angel Zerpa was really, really bad for a few games and then blew out his arm. So the recent dealings between the Royals and Brewers have seemed like just trying to get rid of the fluff on their roster, just kind of trading out the peripherals on their roster there. So immediate red flags go up when I hear the Royals have traded with the Brewers. They had designated Easton McGee last week for assignment, and the Royals have traded cash considerations for him. Now, Easton McGee is 28 years old. He's pitched in parts of 4 seasons, totaling just over 26 innings that far. He's got a 3.08 ERA in the big leagues. This all sounds fine and good, and then a couple of things that don't sound fine and good. You don't love to hear about a pitcher that you acquire. He's got just, quote, a just 16.3 strikeout rate, and, quote, McGee doesn't throw particularly hard. He sits just over 92 on his four-seamer and his sinker. He's also got a few other pitches, a curveball, a cutter, some occasional changeups. He'll be out of minor league options, but he's got 4 more years of team control. So if he sticks in this bullpen, fantastic. He can be here through the next sort of wave. To me, this seems like an innings eater. This seems like a guy who, on the high end, if he hits, if he sticks, maybe he is a piece of this bullpen moving forward. However, to me, it seems like this is an attempt by J.J. Picollo to get through this season and nothing more. I don't know if you have a different read on one Easton McGee.
Yeah, I don't think this is a guy that's going to move the meter a whole bunch, man. I just, to be honest, this is just another one of those moves in a whole cluster of moves that I just makes me frustrated with this front office. I'm not happy.
Okay, why? I'll stop you there, because I got a chance to listen to you and Mac Moore yesterday morning on Fesco and Dusty. Sure. You got to catch Mac. He's with Logan Weber this whole week. I'll be in a few days. You got James, you got JT. We're all sprinkled in there with those guys. It's been an electric couple of shows. It's a lot of fun when the parents are away, like the kids are playing, is what they were saying this morning. It's been great. And I heard you talk about your disappointment in the front office. You are so frustrated that them trading cash considerations for a guy that I confused with a baseball glove. You are pretty far out on this front office is my takeaway. Why does Easton McGee sort of get to you in that way?
Well, I don't think, like I said, I don't think he's going to move the needle a whole bunch. How is this going to help us next year? This year's shot, right? So, I don't really care about this year. And if this is a move to kind of get us through this year, I don't really care. This year's shot. How is this going to help us moving forward into next year? I know that we're going to have to reload on some pitching staffs or some arms, because at the trade deadline, I think that we're going to get rid of some. Who do we have that's really going to be a target? Seth Lugo, maybe even Michael Wacha. So we are going to have to retool, but I just don't think this is a move that's going to move the needle for next year. And that's all I'm really concerned about. This year's a wash, in my opinion.
The 620 says my dad's brother-in-law was named McGee, so there's a whole bunch of McGee cousins running around. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. So James, my read on this, I think it's more of an innings eater for this year move. Yeah. Here's how I think it could affect the future. And you might think it's bad. Others might think it's good. I do think J.J. Picollo's job can be evaluated on moves like this. And here's why. The reason that he was, and I don't know the exact reason, but you would assume the reason that he stayed when Dayton Moore left is there is something that he does, whether it's just the amount of transactions, whether it is something that he's looking at analytically that helps him develop starting pitching. He can do that unlike Dayton Moore could do that. Dayton Moore was good in the community. He was a great man. He could lead a team and all those things. But J.J. Picollo has this strength that Dayton Moore didn't have. And early on, Picollo was successful at doing that, right? Like Seth Lugo hadn't stuck in the big leagues as a successful starting pitcher. He'd been in the bullpen, in the rotation, back to the bullpen. He had an ERA of like 5-something as a starter before the year before he came to the Royals. And Michael Wacha, like we mentioned earlier, had a little downturn in his career. Of course, Chris Bubich broke out once Picollo took over. The Cole Reagans trade happens. There are plenty of examples of whatever sauce the Royals are giving their pitchers, it works. My key to wanting to know should J.J. Picollo get another shot at another manager, at another retool, is that for real? Does our organization just develop pitching now, or was that a flash in the pan? And so I think if you take an Easton McGee, who, when I read his numbers, when I read about his velocity, only getting 26 innings over 4 years. Look, if you're a guy who can get outs in the big leagues, you're going to pitch more than 7 innings a season, or whatever the math is there, 6.5 innings a season. You just are. So more so than I'm looking at, hey, is Easton McGee a part of this bullpen in 27, 28, 29? I'm looking at, can we take a guy who hasn't stuck in the big leagues, and are you and I sitting there in August saying, oh, this guy's got a little something? Okay, maybe he can stick. Not saying he has to be part of your future plans in Penn, sure, but I want to see Picollo, like last year with Kolek and Burgerts. The early returns on that trade were fantastic. This is a much smaller move than I hope are coming down the pike here in a couple of weeks at the trade deadline. It is for cash considerations. The Royals didn't give up any players. Sure. It's a guy who was sitting on the waiver wire, and the Royals just claimed him and wanted him before he was assigned to AAA. So, not saying this is the end-all, be-all for the future of the Royals team, but do we still have that secret sauce? Does J.J. Picollo still have that secret recipe that we saw a few years ago and that we've seen for a couple of years now, despite sort of the recent downturn? So I did not think Easton McGee was going to get us through that full segment, but he did. So thanks to Mr. McGee for that. On the other side, Undercut McGee and I, James Howell, are going to talk about our second half expectations for the Kansas City Royals. What's it fair to expect out of them, right? No one thinks they're getting back in this thing. What could we watch for in the second half of the season? James Howell's alongside myself, Nathan Williams, here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up too early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the World's Game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
You don't have to carry everything on your own. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, substance use, or thoughts of suicide, talking to someone can help. And help is available 24/7 through the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call or text 988 anytime to connect with a trained mental health professional. 988 is free, confidential, easy to remember, and available anytime, anywhere, to anyone. Call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. No judgment, just help.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gather other ground. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Kansas City metro area Hy-Vee locations and all Walgreens.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Colonel is the king of chicken. That's why he's always had a beef with beef. But on Wednesdays, he's squashing the beef by frying it. KFC Country Fried Steak is here for only $4.99. Crispy golden outside, tender steak inside. Served with peppery gravy, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit. At last, the Colonel and beef buried the hatchet in gravy. Get the $4.99 Country Fried Steak Wednesdays for a limited time only at KFC.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Back here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. I've never heard this specific intro music before. I thought it was like an ad was about to start or something. I don't know. Nathan Williams, your host for tonight's program. Very happy to be here alongside James Howell, my producer for the evening. You can catch him on Twitter at James Howell1. That's James with a Y. And myself at Nathan WKCMO. Well, James, first pitch was 7 o'clock. And, that was the scheduled first pitch. It actually took place at 7:29. So, yeah, we are right on par for MLB standards. Start times don't mean anything. Again, say what you want about FIFA and not liking that organization. They start their stuff on time, and I can get on board with an organization that is punctual. My goodness.
Yeah. I mean, and FIFA is really good about it. They are down to almost the second. As soon as the clock turns to 7 o'clock, they are starting the game. But as far as like the MLB goes, this is getting a little ridiculous, isn't it? Like, just start, like I said before, start the dang game when it's scheduled. Stop screwing with everyone's. I mean, maybe, did they start the game? Did they start the pre-game theatrics at 7?
Maybe. But then why say it's scheduled for 7?
Yeah.
If it's not, I just, whatever. It's a boomer. It's a get off my lawn take. I get it. I just I don't want to be watching this thing until 11 o'clock tonight. And I probably won't be. I probably won't turn it on after I leave here unless I hear Waka is shoving or something in like the 6th inning. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's basically as soon as they take Bobby out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tune out.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to play this piece of audio for you. It's one cut I saved from Karl Ravech of ESPN. He called the Home Run Derby last night and then joined Mac and Logan and myself this morning on Fesco and Dusty. And because this introduces where I want to go with this segment. What went wrong with this team? And what are you expecting, James, out of them in the second half? So here was Ravech's response when he was asked, what happened? What went wrong?
Well, I think it's inconsistency, and I think the real frustrating part is in a year in which I think last check there were 7 teams that are within 3.5 games of the wild card. Basically, everybody is in the American League race, if you will, if you consider kind of that as your floor on how far you need to be within to consider yourselves buyers, and to be one of the very few teams on the outside looking in sucks. I mean, it really does. You know, it's still July and we're out of it, and that's no fun for a team that's got Bobby Witt Jr. on it, for a team that has Jack Caglione in the middle, for all that Vinny Pasquantino has shown in the past. It's very frustrating. They don't hit enough home runs. Their pitching's been inconsistent. They've dealt with some injuries, but for the most part, underperformances. They walk. They don't strike out a ton, but they don't have a lot of slug. And in this day and age, you need that. And as I say that, I qualify it with the Red Sox, who have just won 9 in a row, all on the road, have the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball. And they are right there in the American League wildcard race. So in a year in which there's a lot of mediocrity, to be the team that is below mediocre, that's no fun. And that's what the Royals have done so far this year.
Yeah, he's right about that last part. In a year full of mediocrity, you have the Red Sox stinking up the joint through the end of June, and they rattle off 9 straight games. They're right back in a wild card spot, right back in position to compete for a wild card spot. It's cute when you are a few games under 500, like the Red Sox are, like Cleveland is, Minnesota is, and it's, oh, haha, the AL is really bad. We still have a chance. It's not so cute when you're 21 games under 500. We obviously know the season is done, as Carl Ravage mentioned. They don't get on base enough. They don't hit for enough power, and they don't pitch well enough. And if you don't do any of those things, you're not going to win enough baseball games. You just aren't. They are 38-59 right now, tied for, if not one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. So, James, I've got a couple over-unders for you here that can sort of help guide us through this conversation of what we can watch for the remainder of this season. This is as Bobby Witt Jr. digs in here in the top of the first inning with 2 outs and 2 men in scoring position against Sanchez, who the Royals from the Phillies. This is the guy that started when they put up 15 runs last week. That was probably the last time he took the mound. There's no way he pitched on no, that was before then. Don't listen to me. He's probably made an appearance since then. Bobby Witt Jr.'s facing him. It's great. They're on pace to win 63 games right now. 63-99 is the math if the Royals continue at this winning percentage. Do you see them at over or under 63 wins when this thing is all said and done?
I think it's going to be – I'm going to go over. I think this season's been extremely streaky, right? And so I without a doubt, I expect another nice little win streak. So I could see in the August, maybe September, going on a nice little win streak to kind of help us stay under that 100-loss mark. So yeah, I'm going to go over and be optimistic with this team.
I think I am too, and I wonder if it's just the knowing that if I take the under, that means they're losing 100 games. Yes. They're on pace to win 1 game enough to stay out of 100 losses. It just does not. I know the season's not going anywhere. I know they're losing 90 games. I refuse to believe this organization is in a spot where they can lose 100 games. I refuse to believe it is that bad with the top-end talent on this roster. We saw what Cags did last night. I'm currently watching Bobby Witt Jr. dig in with a full count here in the first inning against Sanchez in the All-Star game. He took a walk. The bases are now loaded for whoever's hitting 6th. I don't know who's hitting 6th. I only looked to the first 5 because Bobby was hitting 5th. Looks like Cody Bellinger. I refuse to believe they're a 100-loss baseball team. And sometimes you look at these things and you say, look, the bullpen is acquiring people like Easton McGee. They're running out people like Mitch Spence and the like this year. How much worse could the bullpen be than it's been so far this season? When the back end of your bullpen, Estevez gave you nothing, and Urseg and Strom just continue. Urseg's rebounded. He has leveled the ship when we saw his meltdowns in late May and early June, but the ERA is still not pretty. And then obviously Matt Strom just can't get anybody out. We will get back to Lucas Urseg, I hope, if time allows tonight, getting into Blaze Alexander's feelings the other day. And the starting pitching, the injuries have mounted and mounted and mounted. It's not like they're new. They've been dealing with these injuries since the beginning of May. So I look at it and I think Vinny comes back. maybe Michael comes back, Kyle Isbell comes back, the team can only play better, right? There's only up from here, or is there another level to reach below being tied for the worst record in baseball?
No, I mean, look, I think as a whole, this team's been extremely it's underperformed, right? Like we expected so much more, and the tools that we have in place are good players. Bobby, Carter, Jack, even Michael Massey, Michael. These are good players, and I think when we started the season, we started off really slow, and it was just a little underwhelming. And then injuries hit, and the bullpen kind of suffered. I don't think it can get any worse than where we're at right now. So to answer the question, I mean, it's only up from here, right?
Boy, I would hope so. I would really hope so. I've got two others that I think tell me how you feel about the team, and not just James. You can chime in on the text line as well, 913-586-7965, because I think if you answer these two over-unders, I know how you feel about the Royals and their future. The first question is aimed at, are they competing next season? Because I think if you're trading away Daniel Lynch, a guy who's not on an expiring contract, a guy who's not like a Seth Lugo and clearly past his best days, sure, I think you're punting on 2027 and you're looking more to the future. So Daniel Lynch has currently appeared in 39 games for the Royals. Does he appear in over or under 45.5 games for the Royals this year? Because if you say under, that means they're trading him.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to say over. I think he's going to get more than that. I don't think they trade Daniel Lynch. Here's the deal. If you go around and you trade all the pieces we have, our core pieces, Bobby, Salvi, Carter, those are no touches. You can't touch them. But the pieces that we do have to trade, if we sell all of them, we're going to have to completely retool our pitching staff.
It's scary. It's scary.
And we just can't do that. We got to keep some of them. And I think Daniel Lynch is one of those guys that we're going to end up keeping around. He's one of those, he's like a Michael Massey. I know like he's a pitcher, Mike Massey's a position player, but he's good at doing the little things and you can count on him. And sometimes you just need a guy like that you can rely on and build around.
I think knowing that you have one name in the bullpen next year is somewhat comforting in some weird way. Because, like, who else are you penciling into this thing? Nobody at this point in time. Probably Urseg will get, another year to figure things out. But I'm not confident in him coming out on opening day next year, right?
Not at all.
The other one, because I would probably say they hang on to Daniel Lynch as well. I would go over. The other over-under I have for you, so they're 97 games in. There are 65 games left on this season, mercifully. Matt Quatraro, over-under 65.5 games managed from this day forward as a Royal.
I hope it's under. I hope it's under. I like Q. He's a good guy, but he's just not what we need here in Kansas City. There's just been so many situations where he leans into analytics, and it just doesn't make baseball sense. And Bob says it all the time. The nerds are ruining sports, and it's exactly right. Stop leaning into so much the numbers and trust your gut. I'm sure he's incredibly smart, smarter than I am, way smarter than I am when it comes to baseball. Trust your gut and trust what you know. You've been doing this for a long time, and he tends to lean into the analytics. I don't like it. I hope it's under. He's got to go.
All right. I think they are moving on this offseason. We talked about this morning. I know he got the extension. I think a sacrificial lamb is coming to the fan base this offseason. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it'll be a hitting coach, a manager, an usher. I don't know who's getting let go from one Royals way. I would take the under on this as well because I think ownership's going to step in and say this season was not acceptable. And I am not willing to put the amount of blame on Matt Quatraro that I think most of the Royals fans are, most of the text line is. But I still think when you are expected to compete for a division and you are the worst team in baseball, we just know from watching sports, heads roll in that situation. Sure, yeah. So I would take the under as well. So the AL did put up a couple of runs against Christopher Sanchez. This is a guy that came into his start in Kansas City on July the 6th with I think a right at or sub-2 ERA. The Royals touched him up for 12 hits and 9 earned runs in just over 3 innings. He did pitch again against Detroit over the weekend, 7 innings, a 2-run ball. So he looked more like himself. Not faring so well here in the All-Star game. I would imagine 1 inning is going to do it for him. But we'll keep you posted throughout the rest of the show tonight on the developments in Philadelphia. My name's Nathan Williams. I'm your host for the evening, and I'm here alongside James Howell, producing and co-hosting the operation. I've got a question for you on the other side. There's a new addition going in down the street from our studio, and it's going to be bad for me. Good for me, but also bad for me. So I want to talk to you, James, and to the text line about this on the other side here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Carter. And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack. Jack had a home he needed to sell fast. And Jack thought he had it all figured out. So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers. Jack chose the highest offer. But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out, leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do. Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer. Jack got suckered. Make sure you aren't hung out to dry. Call our dad at Rex Buys KC. Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals. No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises. Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process. Now, don't be like Jack. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At Heartland Men's Health, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Physical therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have 20 years of experience and service the KC metro area. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, also in commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy: 816-779-4TOW or go to southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
All right, we are rolling along here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. My name is Nathan Williams. I'm just thrilled to be here. It is my first time hosting this program, and just appreciate everyone chiming in on the text line. Really appreciate my producer, James Howell, tonight. The American League is up 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning as Juan Soto digs in with one out here. And I want to get your all's input on this. A little bit of a random question here. The text line is the same number as always. It's 913-586-7965. 913-586-7965. There is a business going in right down the road here. It is on Shawnee Mission Parkway in Antioch. So it's about a mile down the road from the station, but it's right by 35, which I hop on to go home each day. And I wondered what it was. I wasn't really up to date on local news and things. I come to work last week. The words Trader Joe's are on the side of the building. Trader Joe's. I don't know if you know Trader Joe's. What I'll tell you is my wife knows Trader Joe's. Okay? And this is not just my wife likes Trader Joe's too much. I like Trader Joe's too much. She has introduced me to the world of Trader Joe's. It's incredible.
Okay.
It's cheaper than a lot of grocery stores. Like you think about a Whole Foods being expensive, right? Trader Joe's is not that way. I was like scared to step foot in there. You can get like a nice bouquet of flowers for like $8 or $10. We've been eating like their canned salmon. We've been eating the is it dolma? Is that how you pronounce it? The dish that's like wrapped in grape leaves and stuffed with like rice and things. There are so many, like their frozen meals are good. We love Trader Joe's. And I just knew the second that I saw that happening, this is going to be awful for me. It's going to be great that I can stop by and pick up a treat after work for myself and my wife.
Sure.
For financial purposes, this is a very bad development, So my question to the text line and to you is, what would you hate to see go in your neighborhood or by your place of employment? Now, I'm not talking about in like a nuisance way. I'm not talking about I don't want to see a data center or a gentleman's club go in down the road for me.
Sure.
I'm talking about financially. What are those things that would just cripple you? If they built one next door to you and your family saw it, your kids saw it, what would that one place be?
Well, see, for me, okay, I stay out in the Grandview area. I grew up in Belton. And so there was this place that did just recently come in within the past few years. I like to throw axes, right? And there's this place out in Belton on Main Street called Battle Axes. And I find myself there almost every weekend.
Wow.
I think maybe they might be struggling a little bit because they just recently lowered the prices. Maybe they're trying to get more customers in or something. Even with the lower prices, I'm still there almost every weekend. I get to hang out. It's something me and my wife like to do. It's a little scary. She's very accurate with an axe. So I try not to, make her too upset or else, she might get me. But yeah, Battle Axes on Main Street. That was the one thing that was real big or, a financial distress against me.
So when they went in there, it changed your pocketbook. It is now I've got a place to go and just blow all my money.
And I didn't think anything of it. Like I was literally just walking down Main Street, happened to see this, this is a cool little place.
Little did you know.
And it just changed my every weekend, changed my life. I go out there almost every single weekend, unless I've got like football or something going on with the kids. I try to go out there and throw axes. It's a lot of fun, have a few drinks and, hang out with the boys.
Yeah, I've been axe throwing a couple times, always had a good time doing it. You feel like a lumberjack. I've never lived right next to one, so I don't know how much time I would spend in there if it was all of a sudden my neighborhood establishment. But yeah, the question to the text line, 913-586-7965 is, what business, if it went up right next to your house, would cripple you financially? For me, this Trader Joe's situation is not a good thing. I know I'm going to get text every time I come here. Hey, sweetie, I was thinking we could do this with our dinner tonight. I was thinking we could add this or that. I know it's going to happen. I don't know when the opening date for this location is, but I hope it's far in the. I hope Trader Joe's succeeds. My best wishes to them and their company and their employees. But I hope it's far in the future for my own financial situation. And a couple texts coming in here. 913 says, if they bring a Chipotle to me, I will go bankrupt. And also out of the 913, they said if a Chick-fil-A went next to them, their kids would make the family go bankrupt. I love Chipotle. I love Chipotle. It's still in the year 2026. I will. Oh my gosh! If my wife is out of town, or if she's doing something with friends, or if I'm just at home by myself for dinner, it is Chipotle 100% of the time.
Do you? Let me ask you this: do you have problems? Because I know a lot of people complain about it. Do you have problems with their portion size?
No.
You don't ever.
It's plenty of food.
Yeah,
it's plenty of food.
So that's what I'm thinking. I heard this. A bunch of people, social media, they just have to find something to complain about. It seems like, well, they're complaining about Chipotle and their portion sizes. And I'm like, you're talking about that massive burrito?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're getting a burrito from Chipotle and you are unhappy with the portion size, look, I'm on the video stream, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. You can see me. You can see my physique. Usually you can't. Usually I'm behind the glass over there and you get to see the hosts. I am not trying to come off as someone that is in the best physical shape. If you're complaining about a Chipotle burrito being too small, we got to rethink what we're doing diet-wise. Yeah. we gotta start over, because I can get a bowl. It doesn't even come with the huge tortilla. I can be either absolutely just sick, I'm so stuffed after I eat a bowl, or I could save some for later.
Sure. I normally get a bowl and then I get an order of tortilla, like flour tortilla, and I make my own burritos.
There you go.
I just scoop it off into my...
You get multiple little servings
there.
there.
Two burritos out of it. I get one now, one later, and we're good to go. I just thought maybe that was just my Chipotle by my house. I didn't know if anyone else was experiencing portion size problems, but...
I think it's a common internet complaint. I did live right by a Chick-fil-A for a couple of years, and I made it past that. I only visited once or twice. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. I didn't find myself going bankrupt if I lived next to a Chick-fil-A. Out of the 913 as well, any place that sells Legos. They're expensive, and I can't say no to my son. Well, I'm sure he's very happy to have you, or at least even if he views you as just a mechanism to acquire Legos, he will be happy when he gets older that he had you. But yeah, that would not be good for the financial situation. I know this Trader Joe's is just going to... it's going to put me under, unfortunately. So, but it's going in right down here on Shawnee Mission Parkway, down by I-35. I've been looking into this daylight savings time thing because it came up while we were on the air that the House of Representatives passed the bill to make daylight savings time permanent. So we went through earlier what that would mean. Are we not having it in November? Are we having it in November? If the Senate approves it, and it appears the president is set to sign it, if that were to happen, it would mean that we stick with our current time. So sunset and sunrise in the winter is going to get later. Instead of the earliest sunsets happening at around 5 p.m., they're going to happen at around 6 p.m. in the winter.
I love that.
But instead of the winter sunrise happening at 7:30, it'll happen at 8:30. So the sun's going to come up very late in the winter. Very late in the winter. That. I still think I like it. I still think my seasonal depression will respond better to that 1 hour later in the day. When the sun starts setting at 4:30, I'm cooked. I don't know how to react.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. I'm 100% down for just longer days in the winter. Give me more sunlight. Man, sunlight gives you energy, vitamin D. Man, we need more of it. We don't need less.
Thanks for chiming in here on the text line. James, your question was answered that Chipotle was skimming people on the online orders to the extent that the owners had to come out and make a statement to pacify their customers and say they were fixing that at some point in last year. So we need to break here. Coming up on the 8 o'clock hour. We've got one more hour with you tonight. It's going by quick. My name is Nathan Williams, and I've got James Howell alongside me tonight. I got a chance to attend the Argentina-Switzerland match next week. I want to talk to you about what I saw, what I lived through. And I know James has a take about Messi that he just can't wait to get off his chest. So we're gonna give those to you on the other side here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this.
We've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Joint pain's awful when you're the person fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only one affected by it. Maybe you love someone who struggles with joint pain, and you see it. You see what they don't say. You see what they've slowly stopped doing. It's July, and the days are long, and the light hangs around, and you want to be outside moving, playing, and living. But instead, you're sitting it out. Let's get your life back at QC Kinetics. That's what they do every single day. People who are stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, and backs are finally stepping out of it with QC Kinetics. They offer regenerative treatments done right in the office. No surgery, no long recovery, and no putting your life on hold. Just real relief. So it's time for you to go see my friends over at QC Kinetics and get that free consultation. Call them at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Located off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
Only 4 teams remain in the FIFA World Cup, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. There are only 4 teams remaining, as we had mentioned. France is currently trading at a little over 40%, meaning a $100 trade could net you $239 in profit. I've been saying since the beginning of the tournament that I liked them, so you can imagine I still do, at least at that probability. See what everybody's trading at over on Kalshi, because on Kalshi you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house, and the probability changes. You can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi, trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Train to push past the pain. Not athletes, just people. Men, women, and children trafficked every day in the United States. Sometimes by someone they trusted, sometimes by their own family. While millions watch the World Cup, they're fighting to survive in silence. Help us change that. Visit bluecampaign.gov/World Cup to help us break the silence.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Yeah, this is After Hours. We've got 1 hour remaining. We're taking you up until 9 o'clock. We is James Howell, my producer for the evening, and myself, Nathan Williams, your host for the evening. And we were talking last segment about what you would hate to see go up close to you, but in a sarcastic way because it would financially ruin you. I said Trader Joe's. One is going in right down the street from us. James said an axe throwing place. What's the name of it in Belton, James?
Battle Axe.
Battle Axe.
Yep, on Main Street.
It just gets all of your dollars now that it's in next to you. And the texts have kept been coming in even after the conversation was done there. And so appreciate you guys chiming in. We had the 913 saying a golf simulator near them would financially ruin them. A couple of people saying a brunch would not be good for them. Any place that serves brunch, says one text, or bottomless mimosas. Hey, hey now.
Or something.
That's a good time. I was at the very last minute, got the opportunity to go to the quarterfinal match between Argentina and Switzerland on Saturday. Awesome. I did not think it was going to happen. Prices absolutely plummeted that afternoon to the point to where it was like the pool play games at Arrowhead throughout the month of June, the Algeria games, the Austria games, so on. And so it was a little bit of a wild hair, and I thought to myself, like, I've had such a great time at the Fan Fest, at the Orange March, just talking about this thing, watching it. I should go. I should give myself the experience. And a couple of takeaways. One, which I think will take a lot of our time here, because I know James doesn't love to hear me give love to Leo Messi, at least as much as I want to give him. My takeaway, and this is my second time I've gotten the opportunity to see him play. I fortunately was at the first time Inter Miami came to Kansas City with Leo Messi as a part of it when they played at Arrowhead 2 years ago now. He is, based on the fans' reactions, the crowd's reactions, he's the greatest entertainer, athlete, concert, anything that I have ever seen in person. I've been to a lot of concerts, seen, pop, hip hop, country. I've seen a lot of, I've been fortunate, Sure. Name a big artist that come through Kansas City. We love concerts. My wife and I do. I go to a lot of them. Name a big athlete that's come through here. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Shohei Ohtani, like guys that you think of in the GOAT conversation. I make it a point to go see them. Sure. Yeah. Messi is the greatest. Now, it's not just a take that, hey, Messi is the GOAT. We know that. We know he's the GOAT. But I mean in terms of the way people respond to when they see him. And in both games I've watched him when he runs up and down the field. You can see the stadium stand up and phones go up with him as he moves for the entirety of the match. And it's accentuated, it's highlighted when he takes a corner. When Leo Messi is heading to a corner, he's getting close to you. You can see fans from the center, what would be the 50-yard line if we were playing football, and from the net, you see everyone rise and lean in towards the middle, and phones go up. It's almost like it's a fake crowd, like if you were playing Madden or FIFA or something, and the way you would animate a crowd where everyone jumps up when a touchdown happens. It looks almost fake. And there was a moment in this game in, I believe, the 9th or 10th minute or so, where Messi took a corner kick in the southeast corner of the stadium. It went off of a Switzerland defender on the other side of the net immediately, off of one touch. And so the game paused as Messi just walked across the pitch from one corner on the southeast side of the stadium to the other corner on the northeast side of the stadium. And you could literally see a wave of humanity going down on one end and coming up on the other hand. And I thought to myself, this guy is the biggest deal out of any human being that I've ever been in the same vicinity as. Now, I didn't go to the Eras tour, so I'm probably underselling those sorts of experience. I know people have gone crazy for those shows. My takeaway is I'm never going to see another athlete with as big of a pull as he has. I understand that it kind of hits your ear negatively to hear Leo Messi complimented like that, James.
Sure. I don't necessarily like the treatment he's given by some of these soccer organizations, right? Like FIFA. I think that he's favored a little bit. And to your point, where, yes, there is a certain crowd that is like, oh my gosh, he's the greatest of all time. I think there's a very large crowd out there that is also like, he's, kind of like the Mahomes thing. He's favored by the refs. He's favored by FIFA. And I think that's kind of been on display on this World Cup, to where we've been able to see it firsthand. Now, am I saying he's not the greatest of all time? No, I think he's very talented. I think he is the greatest footballer that's ever touched the pitch. And you could tell because of the presence or the command the presence that he demands, right? Like, he demands all eyes on me. And it's not necessarily like he's like, oh, all eyes on me, but just his performance demands that be the case. Yeah. And so that's incredible. And I think the way that you described it was really well. And the reason for it is this is on an international level. You know, we get excited about Tom Brady coming here to Arrowhead or Shohei coming to Kauffman. And yeah, the cameras are up and whatnot, but the whole being able to captivate everyone the way he does is because he's a bigger star. He's on an international level.
Yeah. You're right about that. And the 913 says, I'm talking about light up bracelets, which are synchronized. I'm not talking about a light show or lights that are going off, which FIFA did have. This also, the same thing I'm describing happened when Inter Miami played at Arrowhead Stadium. There was no light show that night. I'm talking about people standing up and raising up their phones. What I'm talking of is, if you didn't know soccer, you didn't know who Lionel Messi was, and you were just, a 7-year-old kid that has never watched a lick of soccer, and you sat there and you watched the way people reacted to him, saw how many people were wearing his jerseys and singing his name in the parking lot before the game, you would be like, that dude is that you cannot become a bigger deal than that guy is. Just even if you had no idea who he was. And so I found that to be absolutely incredible. I will say, James, to your point, it was sketchy in the Egypt game. It was a little sketchy. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I love the fact that Swiss player got red carded for flopping. I absolutely love it. And I get that if there was no foul right away, he probably wouldn't have been carded. It probably wasn't that bad of a flop. But it was a foul that originally drew a yellow card on an Argentinian player. The ref thought, based on the way he reacted, there is enough contact here to give a card to a player in the blue and white stripes. So when it is reviewed and it is determined there's no contact, they are pretty hamstrung. Hamstrung is probably not the right word. Their hands are tied.
Yeah.
They have to issue a yellow card to the player that then flopped in that way. And I think for much as we want to hate on FIFA, I don't like when sports fans do this. The NBA, everyone talks about flopping in the NBA, flopping in soccer. If the NBA implemented a rule that said if you flop, you get a foul, and then Victor Wembanyama had 5 fouls and then flopped with 2 minutes left of Game 7 of the finals, and he fouled out, we can't then say, well, that's a dumb rule. It's only because he's going against the Knicks and New York and the powerhouse. It's only because Switzerland is playing Argentina. No, by the letter of the rule, he flopped. He got a yellow. It's not the ref's fault that he already had a yellow earlier in the game. He's red carded. And that really was the turning point in this game. Switzerland had just tied it up in the 67th minute. And really ever since Argentina's early onslaught in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game, Switzerland had controlled the pace of the game. They were frustrating Argentina. I thought Switzerland was going to get a second goal here. I'm not saying I didn't think Argentina was going to strike back and take this to extra time, but I thought for sure Switzerland had one more in them. And that red card, it just turned it into a game to where, it happened in the 72nd minute. We had about 50 minutes of soccer after that. And it was entirely just Argentina attacking and Switzerland parked trying to clear the attack. So my other big takeaway is just the crowd, because it was different than a crowd that has been here to watch Messi before. These World Cup crowds where natives come or expats from Argentina who have relocated to the States and come into Kansas City. And everybody is wearing those blue and white striped jerseys with Messi's name on the back. It was incredible to be a part of what felt like a home game for the Argentinian national team. The entire time they stood, they sung, they chanted, they danced, they were drinking in the parking lot hours beforehand. It was a party. And that swell that I described after the red card happened, where Argentina was attacking, getting closer and closer. When Alvarez scored that goal that he bent into the top right corner of the net there, one of the better goals of the tournament, the place lost its mind. Worth the price of admission alone.
I bet. Look, there's no better fan base in this world than soccer fans. And I don't care who you compare it to. The NFL's not the same. It's not on the same tier. College football is not on the same tier. And I'm not talking American soccer. I'm talking like European soccer, like some of these more notorious soccer clubs. These soccer fans are wild. They're absolutely wild. They're loud, they're jumping, they're chanting, they're singing, and they're nonstop throughout the whole match. And it's just, it just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And they were doing it from the second we boarded the bus on I was at the Plaza stop to get on the bus. By the way, the bus debacle from night one got smoothed over so well. I left my seat. So I live in Lawrence. It was about an hour drive from where my car was parked. I got home less than 2 hours after the match ended. I stayed till the end of the match. I was on the other side of the stadium compared to where the buses parked. The buses were parked by Blue Ridge Cutoff, and I was over by the Truman Sports Complex. So I had to walk across the venue in a mass of people and get in line for the bus. I did not stop walking until I got on a bus. There was no line, nothing in the middle of that whole crowd. I never seen such a well-oiled operation. And so you got to give props where we were giving hate on night one. Now, I'm glad I was there on the night it was going well instead of night one. I didn't want to be part of that nightmare, but they really straightened that situation out.
Well, and I really thought that, Kansas Cityans, they kind of overreacted to that situation. I know it was a mess. It was also just a simple logistical error, right? They were in the middle of like changing bus drivers is what I had heard. And that's a simple fix. And for them to be able to come out and be like, hey, we own it. We messed up. We got caught with our pants down, I guess, switching drivers. And then they fixed it, and I haven't heard a single complaint since that first night.
It was a well-oiled machine.
Fantastic job.
A fantastic experience. The workers at Kansas City Stadium and outside the venue, the security workers, everyone had just huge welcoming smiles on their faces. They were happy to help people. It was a fantastic time. I'm glad that I pulled the trigger. Absolute nightmare fuel for the Tampa Bay Rays in the third inning of this All-Star game as Junior Caminero was in the box, took a fastball off the pinky or the hand underneath the pinky, went down in pain, and then eventually got up and ran into the dugout. So top two in the MVP candidacy of the American League, and the Rays are obviously squarely in position to compete for their division, possibly get a bye, make some noise in the playoffs, and we await the results of presumably, I would have to imagine an MRI is given to the MVP candidate. So hopefully Junior Caminero is healthy. Bobby Witt Jr. came up after him, grounded into a double play, but the American League is challenging, believing that he beat out the throw at first base. So we'll let you know what's going on in the All-Star game on the other side. And then also, Nick Bolton, the 8th best linebacker in football. Well, that's according to executives. We'll talk about that here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Kansas City metro area Hy-Vee locations and all Walgreens.
Hey, it's Rob Brenton, and now that we're winding down the Kansas City portion of this summer soccer tournament, we want to thank you all for listening to Beyond the Pitch KC, presented by our friends over at Commerce Bank. The final episode will be released on Wednesday, July 15th on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation, because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Heartland Men's Health, we take great pride in providing excellent care and treatment options for ED. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hey guys, it's Rob Brenton from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan. We're excited to launch Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the World Cup with our friends at 98.1 KMBZ.
And I'm Scott Parks from Dana and Parks. This is about Kansas City, not about soccer. Telling the story of how our town ended up hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes drop every Wednesday starting on March 4th, plus video clips on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ social channels.
Subscribe to Beyond the Pitch KC on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I love this little intro music right here. I've always liked this one. After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. Myself, Nathan Williams. I'm your host this evening. You can catch me on Twitter at NathanWKCMO. My producer for the evening is James Howell. That's James with a Y, and he's on Twitter at JamesHowell1. Of course, you can catch us on the video stream on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. And you can chime in on the text line as well. The text line number is 913-586-7965. We'll take you up to 9 o'clock here on this Tuesday. Bobby Witt Jr. was ruled safe at first base, and that's where he stands with 2 outs in the inning, the top of the third, as the NL makes a pitching change, the AL leading 3-0 up in Philadelphia. Well, James, it is list season, and we have absolutely beaten to death the quarterback list the last couple of days. I have been begging, wishing, just pleading, please, NFL executives, give us a different position list so we can get on with this quarterback conversation. They gave us a list for the off-ball linebackers today. So they ranked the top 10 off-ball linebackers in the NFL. So we're talking about a guy that does not line up on the line of scrimmage. A guy like TJ Watt would be ineligible for conversation here. These are guys that are either middle linebackers or sometimes a weaker side linebacker. They defend the middle of the field. They defend the rush. They cover. And to no one's surprise, the top 2 are Fred Warner and Roquan Smith. Carson Schlesinger comes in at third under this list. The first year, I guess second year now, player for the Browns. Kudos to him. Other guys on this list include Jack Campbell, Azeez Al-Shaair from Houston, who I think should be maybe third on this list, just from the eye test. I don't know much about the linebacker position, admittedly. I don't really know what techniques they're taught. It's you know, they say it's the quarterback of the defense, but in terms of positional value, they say it's the running back of the defense. Sure. Just from the eye test, Al-Shaair should be higher in my opinion. I'll pause here to let you know Michael Wacha has entered the game for the American League in the bottom of the third inning. So he's facing off against Andy Pages of the Dodgers, and it looks like they're interviewing Bobby Witt Jr. live as Wacha pitches. So very cool situation. If you're a Royals fan and you're near TV, I would recommend keeping us on, but also flipping the TV on for this half inning. Nick Bolton came in at number 8 on this list, and the executives, well, the highest ranking he got was third. And of course, the lowest ranking was outside of the top 10. He was 8th, so that's fair. Says Kansas City's down season camouflaged another productive one for Bolton. His career run stop percentage of 4.6% leads all linebackers since he entered the NFL in 2021. This I don't see. It says he has some Fred Warner to his game. He has instincts, toughness, and production, but his long speed and coverage is just average, which caps him a little bit. Now, I would say a couple of things, James. One, I'm not sure if I'm willing to get to Nick Bolton being average in coverage. I'm sorry. I think the hate for Nick Bolton in coverage is a little overblown. I'm not saying he's the worst in the game or anything. I think calling him average is pretty generous.
Yeah, I think that, I would agree with that. Average is generous. As far as pass coverage goes, Nick Bolton has struggled over the years. He's struggled, especially against tight ends. The first person that comes to mind, Isaiah Likely, just torched Bolton.
He sure did. Luckily, his foot was one size too big.
Right, exactly. And so, it's been not a one-time off type of deal. He's struggled against bigger tight ends, especially in the pass coverage. Now, his run game is amazing, and that's exactly what your article said. It's elite run stopping ability. I'm okay with 8. I mean, we talked about it in the bullpen before the show, and I thought that was a little low. I didn't think I was a little thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with 8.
Yeah, to me, it felt high off the rip. I felt like Nick Bolton just saying it out loud. It did not feel like he is a top 10 linebacker in the NFL, but the stat that I read that says his run stop percentage leads the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. So since he came into the league, we're talking about 4 or 5 seasons ago, for as much hate as we want to give his pass coverage, we've got to give his run stuffing more love because his critics, which I'm not far from, I'm not his biggest critic, they say, yeah, sure, he's good against the run, but his coverage, no, he's not just good against the run, he's the best in the league at it. So I guess 8 is warranted. Other guys that were on the back end or just off of this list were Devin Lloyd, Patrick Queen, Quay Walker. Of course, I think all those guys belong in that sort of fringe top 10 conversation. And of course, Fred Warner is number 1 on the list. Michael Walker, he's off to a great start. He struck out Andy Pajes swinging, struck out Drake Baldwin looking. That was a 3-pitch at bat there to the Atlanta catcher. And he's currently got Kyle Schwarber down 1 and 2. So he is dealing. We'll update you on how Walker finishes this inning on the other side. And then also, I think Blaze Alexander is still really, really, really mad at our friendly first baseman. This is After Hours. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Boy, caught us all off guard. That was a quick break there. All right, back in. Happy to be, because we only got 2 segments left here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. I'm Nathan Williams, hosting the program this evening, and James Howell is my producer tonight. It's been really cool getting a chance to work with James tonight for the first time on one of these shows. So really looking forward to the next time we get to do this. Michael Wacha got out of the third unscathed. So a swinging strikeout to start, a backwards K to Drake Baldwin for the second out, and a 4-3 putout against Kyle Schwarber. So I would imagine that Wacha only gets the 1 inning, considering there's about 13 guys on this pitching staff. I would imagine the starters get an inning each for a while, then they start giving 1 or 2 outs at a time to the relievers. If Michael Wacha reappears, we will let you know. Michael Wacha's teammate has been making an Orioles player really, really mad. And James, would you believe that the Royals are under the skin of the Baltimore Orioles and their fans? I mean, we've never seen such a thing happen before, have we?
This is hilarious. Just kind of adds on to the whole saga of the rivalry between not just baseball, but Kansas City and Baltimore in general, just sports in general. Baseball, football, doesn't matter. This is hilarious.
Well, it is. And you know, Yordano Ventura made them mad. Jeremy Guthrie made them mad. Yeah. The Royals social media team, when Bobby Witt Jr. sat on feathers on a throne in a fake image on Twitter after the 2024 Wild Card Series, that made them mad. I mean, the Baltimore Orioles, I don't know if I know of a weaker fan base in Major League Baseball. If something doesn't go their way, they react in a way that is just completely unnatural. And again, I don't even dislike the Orioles. I got a chance to visit Camden Yards this summer. It was fantastic. I had a wonderful time there. I rooted for the Orioles. They weren't playing the Royals. Obviously, the Royals didn't win a game up there this weekend. So I got nothing against them. Maybe if someone beat the Chiefs and the Royals down collectively as a city, so often I would feel the same way. But boy, the Orioles just do not like the Kansas City Royals. So Lucas Erceg, he did quick pitch Blaze Alexander in the 7th inning of Sunday's game at Camden Yards. Blaze Alexander was hit on the hand, and now we know that he's missing time. We don't know how much time he's missing, and we did not know this information when Vinny Pasquantino gave these comments, okay? The news came out later, and that's important. But Jake Rill on Twitter at Jake D. Rill posted Vinny Pasquantino's comments after the game Sunday about the hit by pitch, which led to the benches running out, some guys yelling and screaming, especially Blaze Alexander. He was really, really, really offended by this. No punches were thrown, no ejections, nothing like that. Vinny said, well, we had some pitches up and in the other day, and to be honest, that's a guy that's hitting over 300. He's feeling good about himself, and he feels the need when he gets hit to say something. Credit to him for feeling good about himself like that. Maybe a little backhanded here. Vinny says he's feeling himself. He reacted a little too, hotly. But Vinny says it's a 1-2 count. We're trying to get outs. We're not trying to give away free base runners. That's a bad baseball mindset. Why would we hit a guy right there? It's just common sense. And Blaze Alexander quotes the tweet and says, weird take. I never thought it was anything intentional, but the 2 quick pitches to try and catch me off guard led to me now missing games. Thanks for the compliments, though, Bigfoot. Thumbs up. Okay, Blaze. First of all, he is responding with the knowledge that he's now out. I doubt Vinny Pasquantino would have said, yeah, I'm glad he's missing games because he got hit by a pitch. That is hindsight being 2020. Sure. That is Monday morning quarterbacking this thing to the fullest extent. Second thing here. He says Bigfoot in jest at the end, doesn't he? This is sarcastic. It's underhanded, right?
Oh, throwing shade completely.
Okay, because when I read this, obviously we know he is nicknamed the Pasquatch. He wears the necklace. There is the really, really creepy mascot figure up in left field above the Hall of Fame whenever he gets a base hit. Haven't seen it for a while with Benny being on the IL, but you know what I'm talking about. But he says Bigfoot, not Pasquatch. And to me, at least when I read this, not only could I tell just by the tone of his tweet that he wasn't happy, to me, calling Vinny Bigfoot is Blaze calling Vinny like a myth.
Yeah.
Do you read into the same thing? Or is he saying, is this an underlying... Okay, I am probably way overanalyzing this tweet, and I doubt Blaze put this much thought into it. But is he using a play on words for Vinny's nickname here and saying, hey, you're having a terrible season there? That's how I read it.
You could definitely, I could get behind that. I could see how it could. I didn't necessarily take it that way. I kind of thought it was just him taking the moniker that Vinny has earned, and he enjoys, of the Pass Squatch, and just kind of just disrespecting it. If I interacted with you every single day, Nathan, and I called you David, even though your name was Nathan, and I knew your name was Nathan, it might be considered a little disrespect, especially because you purposely are calling somebody by the wrong name. And so that's kind of how I see it. You're throwing a little shade on him. His name's the Pass Squatch. It's not Bigfoot. Come on, dude, get out of your feelings.
Yeah, he is in his feelings, isn't he?
He's in his feelings.
The organization is still upset that Manny Machado was thrown at, and Manny Machado, not against the Royals, against other teams, I believe it was the A's, could have been someone else, had thrown his helmet at a player in anger a few weeks before about a tag situation. Manny Machado is even softer than Blaze Alexander is, but they're still mad about that from 10 years ago. I don't get it. Here's my biggest gripe with Blaze Alexander, because obviously I don't want anybody to miss time. I don't dislike the Orioles. I don't dislike Blaze Alexander. I wish nothing ill upon anyone involved. His tweet says, I never thought it was intentional, but the 2 quick pitches to try to catch me off guard led to this. So, Blaze, respectfully, you're not a household name yet. He's having a nice season. Guy's hitting over 300, like Vinny said. He is establishing himself as a big leaguer, but he is frustrated by a big leaguer trying to invent ways to get him out. First of all, isn't that a sign of respect?
Sure, yeah.
And second of all, that's what happens when you have success in the big leagues. And I made the point earlier on Fesco and Dusty, and as we mentioned, Mac and Logan are filling in for the guys this week with a rotating cast of producers. And what my thought is, wait until they intentionally walk you. Are you going to want to fight them for intentionally walking you because they didn't want to face you? Are you going to fight them for pitching up and in to try to get you off balance because they didn't just want to serve you something up down? And so never mind that Lucas Erceg is sporting an ERA above 5. Okay? I looked at it. I was sitting right in this seat watching the game because I was doing Vern's post-game show that day. At the time, Lucas Erceg had struck out 21 guys on the year and walked 16. I don't know how much baseball everyone on the text line watches. It doesn't need to be a lot to know that a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio is not good. If you're walking as many guys as you're striking out, you do not have control. You're not having a good season. The ERA would display that, the blown saves, the blown holds. Everything since Lucas Erceg went on his rant in Seattle after the game, which was awesome, and I love Lucas Erceg, it hasn't been good for him on the field. And we think that guy doesn't need to come up with a creative way to get you out. We're upset about a quick pitch in the year 2026. Blaze Alexander would lose his ever-loving mind if he had to face Johnny Cueto. Imagine Johnny Cueto rocking back and forth for 16 seconds before he pitches the baseball to Blaze Alexander. He would get himself suspended. They would have been in such a big fight. What are the feelings hurt for? Absent, of course, we don't want to see an IL stint for anybody. What's the big deal here?
Yeah, I don't get it either. And to be honest, I don't understand why he's so upset. Vinny kind of explains it out logically. It's a 1-2 count. What sense would that make for us to just plunk you? It doesn't make any sense. This is a professional baseball team. I know the Royals aren't good, and they don't really play good baseball, but they know what they're doing. They're trying to get outs. They're still trying to win the game. People just need to kind of get out of their feelings. I don't like this take from them. It sounds sensitive. It sounds like you're kind of crying a little bit, and you got to get used to it. This is the big leagues. People are going to find creative ways to try to get you out. Look, I coach a flag football team. I tell my son, who's not the most athletic, he's not the fastest, he doesn't jump the highest or whatever. I said, hey, sometimes smarts get you a little bit further than what your natural ability will. And that's what Lucas Erceg did. He thought about things. He set them up. He's trying to find ways to get them out. Maybe his command's not the best. Maybe he's not having the best season. He's doing what he can as a major leaguer should to try to find that performance.
If you think a quick pitch is the reason Lucas Erceg did not have control, then you just want to be mad about it. And maybe he just wants to be mad about it because he's going to miss time. I would be upset that I'm missing time as well. You clearly you're not tapped into the Kansas City Royals or the baseball scene as a whole if you can't even take the context of the situation into account. A guy who's struggling with his control on the full season, not just like in that appearance. The guy has lost control for the last 2.5 months. And then also ask anybody around baseball, but especially, we're close to it here in Kansas City, the narrative. I am the biggest Matt Quatraro defender you're going to find. I don't think any of this is his fault, but I understand that he doesn't show enough personality. He doesn't tinker enough, or to some people he tinkers too much. And I get that the ship has sunk and there's no coming back from it. Okay, I understand.
Sure.
The argument is that a Matt Quatraro-led team tried to hit somebody. You just don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you're just not tapped into baseball, and that's fine. You play for the Orioles. You're there for your career to make your money. You just don't know what you're talking about if that's your response, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Look, Matt Quatraro, Quatraro's never been the guy that's gonna incite a bunch of energy, right? Like, he doesn't go out there and rah his guys up, and he's not gonna fire back like that either. And his team is not gonna do that. They're not that they're not fighting to win games, but they're not fighters. They're not wanting to go out there and be in a big brawl or anything. That's just not the guys that they are.
Yeah, the Mike Matheny era is over. Text line 816 says nobody is throwing at, quote, Blaze Alexander, unquote. I love that. I think I know who this texter is, and that's on brand. And I agree. We've got one more segment. It has gone by very fast. Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals. He won the home run derby last night. I want to retouch on the home run derby and also on the Royals acquiring, I think, a pitcher from the Brewers today. On the other side here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hi, I'm Michaela, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. You found your dream engagement ring. As a jewelry consultant, I recommend to start shopping for your wedding band 6 months before your big day. Don't worry. At Shane Company, we're here to help you find the perfect bands. Our men's and women's bands are crafted to high-quality standards, and it shows in every detail, with a stylish design and comfortable fit. At Shane Company, we'll take care of your engagement ring and wedding bands for life, because a friend wants you to say, I do, to your rings again and again. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Community Blood Center has declared a blood emergency as our community faces a critically low blood supply. The Chiefs, KC Current, Sporting KC, and the Royals are partnering to urge KC fans to donate blood. And thanks, donate now through July 19th to receive a We Bleed KC Stadium bag. While supplies last, let's get out and save some lives. Walk-in donations are available at any of our centers, or schedule an appointment online at savealifenow.org.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way.
That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Final segment for you here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan. Nathan Williams alongside James Howell, who's producing and co-hosting the operation tonight. He's done a fantastic job, as he always does, and got you for about 10 more minutes here.
Man, it's been a great night, hasn't it?
It has been. And then a long, what would that be, 9 hours or so until Logan and Mac and JT wake you up in the morning. So be sure to be locked in for that. I know I will be. Well, as soon as I get up, that is. I'm not going to be up at 6 a.m., guys. I love you. I love all three of you. Not going to be up at 6 a.m. But you should be.
The good news is that if you don't get up at 6 a.m., you could always catch it on the Odyssey app.
Hey, nice plug. I wasn't even going for that. Good job. Good job.
Gotcha.
Someone else who did well, Jordan Walker. He won the home run derby last night, and we talked about the home run derby earlier from the Royals angle, from the Cags angle. Didn't really talk about Jordan Walker, but I don't think Royals fans especially understand how big of a breakout season this guy is having, and now it's capitalized, by this home run derby. First of all, he had the night that we wanted Cags to have. Sure, Cags was, people know his name. He got a chance to perform on the big stage. Jordan Walker had the coming out party that we all sat here and said on Monday, hey, if Cags wins, he's going to be a household name. Jordan Walker, man, 22 home runs on the season. His batting average, I just lost it here, it's 294 with an OPS just shy of 900. Oh, and by the way, he's doing it defensively as well. I don't know if you remember him absolutely robbing Salvador Perez of a home run when they played here at Kauffman over the right field bullpen there. Jordan Walker had his family in the stands last night and had the whole city of Philadelphia against him. He was down to, 2 swings left with about 7 homers, and he had to beat Kyle Schwarber's 11, and he did, homering about 4 times on that last ball. Carl Ravage this morning talked about, and what are they calling that last ball? They used to call it like the golden ball or something. I don't know. No one hit more than 1 home run in a round off of that final ball, and Jordan Walker hit 4 of them. So for as much as we griped about the new format of the home run derby or maybe Cags' performance, as an absolute fireworks show is happening at the All-Star game, right? I'm not sure what the significance of this break is or what they're celebrating, but it looks fantastic. Oh, is that? Okay. Yeah, they're going through some all-time greats. Man, I wonder if it's an America 250 thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch this back. It's a very cool slideshow that's happening. Anyway.
Get some context, yeah.
For as much as I didn't like the broadcast last night, and by the way, Netflix, I think us as sports fans need to get over the Will Ferrell, the appearances that they had. I also made the point this morning about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who appears before every Super Bowl, right before kickoff, so he can give some corny speech about something. We need to be used to that by now. What we don't need to get used to is I lost my train of thought here. What we need to get used to are those things because they're inevitable.
Sure.
But Netflix charging people for the ad-free version and then making them watch ads during live sporting events,
Sure.
This has to be against some sort of regulation.
Yeah.
Has to be. I would be, and we don't pay the $27 or whatever it is for ad-free Netflix. We pay the ads. It's like $7 or $8. And we actually knocked, because it was like 17 or 18, and then it would have went up for the ad-free version once that package ended. So we actually are saving money now just watching ads on Netflix, whatever.
Sure.
Had I paid the extra $20 a month all this time and then had to sit through 7 ads in each commercial break, I might have broken my television.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Like, if you pay for the ad-free version, NFL doesn't, or MLB, or any of these sports leagues, they do not get to come in here and then force you to watch that stuff. And I know why they're doing it. It's a money thing, and so they can make money and they can get paid from the Pepsis and the Coca-Colas and all these companies. The day of screwing over the customer needs to stop. That's crap.
Yeah, that's not a hot take. That is an ice cold take from James. The Royals made a move this afternoon. You probably missed it. They announced Thursday that they acquired right-hander Easton McGee from the Brewers. This is in exchange for cash considerations. He was DFA'd last week, so he was on waivers. Well, I think he might have actually cleared waivers. He had been optioned to AAA. Unclear. This article is unclear if the Royals claimed him and then sent cash to trade, or if they just pulled off a trade for cash considerations. It probably doesn't matter. Easton McGee is probably a non-consequential name, non-consequential addition. But by the way, we talked earlier about how McGee is thrown at the end of a name as a joke.
Yeah.
So, like, if Easton McGee went to high school at my high school and he played baseball all the time and he was really good at baseball, they would call him Baseball McGee, even if his last name wasn't McGee. Yeah. That's just what the kids do when they joke around. Mm-hmm. So the Royals will now have Bobby Baseball and Baseball McGee on the same roster. So that's the worst team in baseball, folks, by the way. That's disgusting that they have Bobby Baseball and Baseball McGee, Easton McGee, on their team, and they are the worst record in baseball. It's shameful. Shameful. Now, McGee, he has pitched in AAA the majority of the time. Over 6 seasons, he's got an ERA of about 5 in AAA, but his ERA in 26 big league innings is just above 3.08, excuse me. But he's not striking anybody out, a 16.3% strikeout rate. And, quote, he doesn't throw particularly hard. He sits just over 92 miles an hour on his four-seamer and sinker. Then he also complements that with a curveball, a cutter, and sometimes a changeup. Look, to me, this is a way to eat innings in 2026. If Easton McGee is not on this team in 2027, I'm not blinking an eye. I'm not worrying about it. Just like Mitch Spence, just like Eric Sarantola. If any of these nondescript guys don't stick, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I do wonder, though, if J.J. Picollo still has the secret formula, the secret sauce. Can he turn someone, like we've seen him do the first 2-3 years of his regime, in a year where it's been all negative for the Royals? I believe if J.J. Picollo can show that secret sauce does exist and it can transition from manager to manager or year to year, and you can make something out of a guy like Easton McGee, like you have a Cole Reagans, like you have a Stephen Kolek, I think that's what keeps J.J. Picollo around for the long haul here in Kansas City.
I think that if something like that was to work out, if Easton McGee came in here and was like lighting it up and kind of surprised everyone, it's going to save JJ. I mean, straight up, I think after the season that we've had, I think everyone needs to be fired. We need to clear house and start over. Something like this could save a man's job, though.
Do you have any strong opinions on where LeBron James is going to land? He's taking a sweet time with it, as LeBron James would.
Sure. I think it's going to be Cleveland.
Okay.
Just for like the nostalgic reasons, I guess.
Okay.
You know, just where that's where it started, that's where it's going to end. I do think, on a side note with LeBron, I think it's kind of crap how he just left his son high and dry in L.A.
Yes.
You got him set up there, whatnot, and then you just left him.
You got him the bag, but hey, it was fun playing with you for that 1 year. I'm going to go win a ring. You have fun here with the White Knights in Kessler and Reeves and Luka. You have fun over here, Bronny.
Yeah.
I've seen 4 teams as possible. Olden State, and then Cleveland and Miami, of course, because of the roots.
Sure.
I've wanted the Wizards to be a thing that could be from his friendship with Anthony Davis and him having a point guard that can score and Trae Young. But I feel like if he's doing that, it's more ring chasing. And if he is to ring chase, why not do it in Philadelphia? And that's the 4th team that I see as realistic with Golden State, Cleveland, and Miami. And today it comes out that the 76ers have had a meeting with LeBron James, the players. Tyrese Maxey, the point guard, the great young point guard, Jaylen Brown, the new 76er, and then Joel Embiid, the former MVP, the big 3 currently for the 76ers. Now, LeBron has to factor in that just like Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid will spend most of the season, not playing basketball, dressed in a suit on the sideline, but still, I think this is the team best equipped to take on LeBron James if he's going to ring chase. You add in a couple of guys, really 3 guys, that can get you a bucket at any time. I think it makes the most sense for LeBron James from a legacy perspective for him to end up in Philadelphia. But I do feel like it's probably going to be Cleveland or Miami, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it does make sense. I mean, you make a really good point on the whole Philadelphia view there. It does make sense for him because what else does he have, to do? He's obviously going to be chasing rings. He's got the most points. He's the longevity's there.
Yeah.
The only thing that ever stops anyone from calling him the GOAT over MJ is the rings.
Mm-hmm.
And so and maybe it is Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I mean, I would give them a fair shot to compete if LeBron went there. I think they have a fair shot anyway. I didn't include VJ Edgecombe before. Now, he didn't meet with LeBron James with Maxey, Brown, and Embiid, but if that's your starting 5, I mean, Maxey at the 1, Edgecombe at the 2, he dropped 16 and 6 last year in his first season. Newly acquired Jaylen Brown in the 3, LeBron and Embiid. I think that stacks up with anybody in the East. It makes a lot of sense to me. It would be pretty sexy to trot out, I will say, in South Beach, LeBron, Giannis, and Bam at the 3, 4, and 5. Wow. Although, I just, who's shooting the basketball, like from long range on that team? Like, you can't all 3 just drive and kick, can you? I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like that is the best, marriage in terms of style of play. Obviously, Cleveland had a great year last year. We'll see what they do. James Harden is still there, right? They've kept him in tow, or did he go somewhere else? I don't even know. That was a very disappointing end to their season with the beard. We'll see. Obviously, Olden State would be fantastic as well. I will be back on Thursday night hosting the program. I believe you're going to get Logan Weber tomorrow night. So it's a double dose of Logan. He'll be in with Mac and JT at 6 a.m. on Fesco and Dusty. For my producer tonight, James Howell, my name is Nathan Williams. And thank you very much for joining us this evening here on After Hours on 96.5 The Fan.
Listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Only 4 teams remain in the FIFA World Cup, and there's no